and NHB Radio
and Wild Bunch Radio
live feature presentation.
This is a serious message. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Does Bob Bueller do this stuff? I don't think so.
Fuck man. Fuck man.
Jump, jump.
Oh my god, I think I pooped myself.
I will toss a salad.
I'm now gonna go slash my wrist with a fucking fork.
Hello, everyone. We are live January 28th, 2015. This is the Amateur Hour right here on the No Holds Barred Radio Network, Wild Bunch Radio Network, and the YouTubes. That's right. And we are live unless we aren't. And when I say we, I mean me. I am oh, wait, we have a Neo in the room. Hello, Neo.
Hello. Hello.
How's it going?
It's going okay. How about you?
I am much better now that I am here and not at that awful building where the work happens.
I'm sorry.
Because that building has phones in it. And I tell you, at some point today I was thinking taking every phone and every piece of phone-related equipment out into the parking lot and then running it over with my car repeatedly might be a great way to end my run at that building. Because I think at that point, that's when they hire a security guard to make sure I don't ever show back up again.
Damn.
They actually did that once. Not for me. No, but there was a guy that apparently made a threat towards a member of management, which was not a smart career move for him, because he found himself unemployed. And the next day, a security guard spent the whole day in the lobby making sure he didn't show up. And he did show up in the parking lot briefly, and he showed us. You know what he did? He honked his horn and then peeled rubber out of the parking lot. He made his point. His point was known by all. That point being, honk! That was quite a powerful message he made. But no, that's not me. I'm not going to go back there and honk my horn at them. I'm just going to destroy every piece of equipment related to the phone system. And they don't even have to hire security. Once I'm done destroying everything, I'll leave and I'll never go back. That was the plan I was contemplating this morning. And then I decided, I like drawing a paycheck just slightly more than the idea of destroying the phone system. Just a little bit more.
Do you draw your paychecks with a 64 count of crayons?
No, the 96. The 96. You got to have the fluorescent colors.
96, I see. You know they make a 124 now.
You got to be shitting me.
No.
All right, tune in live right now.
Are we live?
Yes, we are live.
Yay!
Yay. And let me get that link, because you too can join us live. If you are not already listening to us, you could listen to us live right now.
If you're not listening to us, then you probably can't hear this.
Right. But that's no excuse to not, listen to us. Just because you're not listening to us doesn't mean you can't listen to us. So I'm going to tweet the link, because if you're following at Johnny Gators on the Twitters, you could see the link, and you could also figure out what Brian Blues' Twitter account is, so you can try to follow him too if you like cat pictures. You could also...
I like kitty cat pictures.
He likes the kitty cat pictures. Me, not so much. Or you can go to facebook.com/NHB Radio and follow us there, or like us there, or whatever. Like, follow, it's all the same thing, pretty much.
Is that the reason you don't like kitty cats is because it would eat your guinea pig?
I just, it's not that I dislike the cats. I just don't need to be bombarded with cats. But if you go...
Oh, you mean like your standard place right now?
Right. But if you go to facebook.com/AnswerYouRadio, you can like us there, and you'll get your show announcements and all that stuff. And also, if you comment on the show announcement for this show right now, it will send those messages right to our messenger program. And also, if you look in the comments, I have just posted a YouTube link right now. So there is the YouTube link for the video stream. You could also write in at NHB Live through AOL Instant Messenger or at NHB Radio through the Twitters. NHB Live through Skype is also active, and our 877 number, which is 877-642-5483. That is all the wonderful ways you could be a part of the show.
Why is Windows telling me I have no internet when I clearly have plenty of internet?
Are you using the neighbor's internet?
No. I'm using my com crap.
You're not pulling the venison there then.
No. I only do that when necessary.
Yeah. Woodshop writes in that actually it's a 120 count and sends me a link. Let's take a look.
Oh, it's a 120. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was like I was giving it 4 extra crayons.
What did they add to the 120 count that they didn't
I don't
already
know,
have?
Gators, but you need those extra crayons now.
I need to buy one of those boxes just to see what's in it.
Yeah, you need the extra 16 crayons.
Because that's an extra 24 crayons. And when they went from the 64 to the 96, they added 32 crayons. So they added 2 packages of 16. They added the 16 fluorescent colors, and they added the 16 new colors that they had the name contest for. But where
I like the neon colors.
But they added another 24, and I don't know what other 24 colors they could have added. Anyways, phones. I hate phones. And you know what? Tell you what, at 5:30, if I'm still talking about phones, I give Sir Mars permission to walk over to my apartment and use the gun sound effect to pretend that he shot me in the head.
Okay, so that's 22 minutes.
There we go.
Okay.
All right. So, speaking of phones, we got a phone call right now. Why, hello there.
Who is it? Who is it?
Who?
It's Brian! Hi.
Hey,
how are
what's
you?
happening?
Not bad. Not much. I was just talking to Gators about kitty cats.
No.
I know!
Well, we are on the
Wow.
internet, so it's almost required.
Did he fall asleep?
No. I'm here.
Oh, okay.
He's talking about phones.
No,
maybe he's going to call a kitty.
Today I reached that point. You know, every man reaches a point in his life where he takes a moment to contemplate which desire is greater. The desire to continue drawing an income, or the desire to take every phone in the building and every piece of equipment relating to the phone system, take it out into the parking lot, and back over it a few times. And the desire to make money won out, luckily.
So you didn't do that.
So I didn't do that. If I did that, you probably would
that
be
would
talking.
be the perfect thing that you would do on your last day on the job.
I probably wouldn't even do that on the last day on the job because that would delay me from my move to the new job and would probably cost me the new job when I call and explain, I'm sorry, I can't come in to my first day. I'm in prison.
Potentially, I mean, everybody has that fantasy. What would I do on my last day on the job? Of course, people don't do that because of what you just explained. Or,
Right.
I can't make it to the new job because they put me in jail.
Right. No, but my last day in the job, I'll probably tell everyone it's been nice working with you, shake their hands, and make my way to my car and go woohoo on my way out of the parking lot.
So since you're talking about the fantasy of the last day on the job and a new job, what's the scoop on a new job?
Scoop on the new job is coming up at 5:30 because I've promised that I will stop talking about phones at 5:30. So
yes.
So we will get there, but let's talk about the
phones.
phones.
So we are on the topic of
phones.
New phones.
because I want to run over every phone in that building. Well, we had a few recent developments on the phone system. So the GM basically said, I want all the phones to ring simultaneously again. And
can we get like the giant? Okay, you know what you need is that bell. That bell that they have in Ghostbusters.
I don't have time to get to that. That is something I am researching though, because I have been asked to research that, but talk has kind of died down about that. I got some links I could check out. But anyways, so GM wants all the phones ring simultaneously and wants to run daily reports to see who's picking up the phone. So that way it's even footing for everyone. Everyone's got the same phone ringing. Everyone's got the same opportunity to pick up. And then we could kind of, make a nice little, chart or a graph or something so that we could see who sucks and who doesn't suck, even though everyone.
In fact, as I recall, isn't there? Yeah, the phone system has the ability to print out every day a phone log of everybody's activity.
Right,
correct?
But when we went to a hunt group, we lost the ability to do that. The hunt group doesn't. But
that functionality went away.
The functionality went away when we did the hunt group that rings all the phones. But the hunt group that rang all the phones was unstable. So I said I can't fix that. You keep complaining about this, I can't fix it. We have to go back to a work group. And I noticed that a work group does have the ability to ring simultaneously. And there's a difference between simultaneous ringing on a hunt group and simultaneous ringing on a work group. For one thing, a work group does reports. Hunt group doesn't.
Right.
Another thing is that the hunt group relies on the switch for resources. The work group relies on the server for resources. So at this point, about half of our listeners fell asleep or went, "Oh, I'm on the wrong channel here. What's this?" Brian, just shut up and let me
talk.
Go
ahead. We just have to bring that in once in a while. I'm not sure how we jumped from.
Okay, so anyways, as I said, as I mute the channel, we're only going to do this another 15 minutes. So I noticed that the work group does have the ability to ring all. And I figured, well, since the work group doesn't tax the switches heavily, maybe we can set the work group to ring all. And so GM asked me to do that. And so I did that. And it kicked every SAP printer offline simultaneously. And I unmuted you, Brian, so you can laugh. Apparently you were not abused.
I'm stunned. Unfortunately, we don't have the face division where you could kind of go,
Well, Skype does have video.
There's the noise to go along with it.
Yeah. At some point, I was like, I'll have to come back to figuring out what's wrong with the phone system and why it's not ringing all the phones simultaneously, because everyone, for some unrelated reason, is calling me at the same time about their printer not working. And it took a few tests before I figured out every time I do this, all the SAP printers disconnect. So I talked to the fine folks that support our phone system, and they told me, well, your server and your network can't handle it. And so it basically came up to you could either make smaller work groups and make a tiered system and maybe only ring 5 phones at a time.
Wait, let me see if I understand this correctly. So does that also mean when you have all the phones ringing at once, someone calls the company, it triggers the telephone bells and disables the printers at the same time? Is that correct?
The phones didn't ring and it disabled the printers.
Oh, and the phones didn't ring.
No.
Oh, so we have a dynamic feature here.
Yeah. This is about as bad as the simultaneous setting for that large of a work group is the let's break everything setting. So then you went to the GM and says. Well, I went to the GM and
let me guess. I don't think we want to do this.
I went to the GM and said we can't do it. Can't be done. And he said, why can't it be done? And I said, our system can't handle it. How come our system can't handle it? Well, because the fine folks at Company B came in and fucked our network over hardcore. I didn't say that part out loud. That was just thought in my head, because that's what really happened.
you gave a less technical answer, right?
Yeah, I basically said I'm working with our network team on that, but I don't have an answer for that at this time. But all I can tell you is right now our system has that limitation. It can't handle that. And so he's like,
Wow.
but I can't have this because it rings 3 phones before it gets to the 4th person, before people start picking up. And that's 9 rings, and that's 30 seconds. That's way too long to pick up the phone. And I'm like, well, I'll tell you why it's doing that. It's because the way it's load balanced is to call the longest idling phone. So whoever hasn't picked up a call in the longest gets called first. And he's like, well, why does it do it like... So it keeps hitting the same people that never pick up the phone? I'm like, you catch it on. And I could have named to him 3 people that have not picked up a call in a long time, but I'm not going to name names. But I saw the same 3 people's phones always ringing every time I tested it before it even started getting to some place where people picked up. And he's like, no,
Well,
wonder.
that would be an incentive for a person to actually pick up a call once in a while,
Yeah.
because he would be, shall we say, top of the list of his phone ringing first.
Well, as I explained before,
Right?
we have 2 problems. One, it's
Yeah.
set to only ring phones for people that are logged into the system, and the default setting is to automatically log someone out if they don't pick up the phone so it doesn't ring their phone again. But that requires people to be diligent about when they're logged on and when they're logged off, and to log off whenever they go to get something off the printer and to log back on, or to check and make sure they didn't get kicked off and missed a call earlier and log back on. And when we had it set this way, after I explained this to everyone clearly, individually, one by one, we had situations where only 1 or 2 people were logged on, and sometimes no one was logged on. So then the GM solution was, we'll set it to not automatically log people off. So then we had everyone logged on, but it was ringing everyone's phone before it got to person 4 or 5 and they pick it up, and that pissed him off. And so he was like, we got to do something where it's ringing more phones at the same time. We can't keep doing this. We can't. That's when I said, okay, we could set up different tiers. We could put everyone in tiers. You want me to put everyone in tiers? Because I'm in tiers right now. We might as well put everyone else in tiers. So, we set up different tiers of 5 people, and there's my belated drum fill. So we now have 3 tiers. Tier 1 has 5 people. It rings their phone simultaneously. After 3 rings, it automatically moves on to Tier 2, rings their phone 3 times. So that's 6 rings. And then Tier 3, well, that's the tier that the GM and the other manager and a few other people that don't normally pick up phones is in, which means that if a phone call ever gets to ring number 7, the GM's phone rings.
Now, can we go to AmazingTel, whatever the telephone company is,
What's that?
and bring them into this problem?
Well, the network problem isn't their problem, but I have had many.
Well, no, but I mean, still getting their phone to work the way our company wants it to work.
I don't know what you mean. Well, the problem is that we got network issues, and the phone. That's,
Okay, yeah, all right.
The
Yeah,
performance.
okay, so we'll go with that.
There's 2 things that are causing performance issues. One is our server is outdated. We're still on a 32-bit server with 3 gigs of RAM.
Just the server for the first server for the phone system.
For the phone system, yes. And
Okay.
also we have network issues that ever since Company B monkeyed around with that. Those I'm trying to reach out to our network team there, but they are very good at blowing me off, and I'm going to be very good at pissing them off in the next coming week. So we'll see how. Well, politely, I'm going to politely piss them off. So, anyways, so I set up the tiers, but at the same time I set up the tiers, the GM had a conversation with the customer service department, and I don't know what was said. I don't know how that conversation went, but what I do know is that not a single phone call got to Tier 2 today. Meaning that all phone calls were answered by 5 people, and the other 5 people in Tier 2 didn't get a single call. So now, and we got there are 2 people.
So he apparently really put the hammer down.
He put the hammer down.
Wow.
Yeah, which is what really needed to happen.
Yeah.
But now,
how long will that last? Actually, is another question. But
well,
wow,
the thing is though is that although the tiers work for the most part, if we get saturated on the network it does cause problems, because there were 2 times today that our printers got knocked off, and I had to go in and connect them all back on, and everyone was calling me because their printers weren't working. So but I'm going to try to work that angle with the network team. Now, the boss man is getting pissy. Boss man has been getting very pissy. Anytime I try to talk to him about these things, he's basically like,
The red-haired guy.
yeah, the boss man.
Oh.
Yeah. He's
being pissy with you or with
the way he gets angry. I know he's not angry at me, but he is talking harshly. Because that's the way he gets angry.
So he's angry. He's angry with the situation, not with you.
He's angry with the situation, and he's also angry with my suggestions. But it's more at the situation, because I know he's not yelling at me, but he is getting, angry.
So can you take it that he's yelling with you?
Well, I try to turn it around like that and go, "Hey, I'm with you. We're in this together here."
Right.
But
I mean,
but there's
some people really don't like comedian Louis Black. I really like him because he gets on and he gets snarly face and he's yelling, but he's really yelling with you because he always talks some topic that everybody just gets pissed off about.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, he's the spokesman for I'm fucking pissed off.
Because
right?
well, the thing is, I've got 2 situations here. One is that people answering the phone, but 2 is the phone should be able to perform the way that the GM asks for, and it can't. And the boss man goes, "You just need to go back and tell him we can't do it. We don't have the resources, and we're just going to have to do it one at a time." And I'm like, but he's going to come back and say that he needs it ringing simultaneously. He's like, "Well, we can't do it." And I'm like, "Well, why can't we? We have network issues. This is a problem with the network. The network team should be fixing this, and we're working with it." And he's at the point now where he just doesn't want to hear it anymore. And so I stopped talking to him. I sent a lengthy email to MP detailing all that's gone on in the past week to try to get her thought. And her thought was, "Well, let me double check your work and make sure you didn't fuck it all up." Not in those words, but
yeah.
Because
she's lending a hand. I think that's good to have somebody look over your shoulder on something like that.
Well,
but
I'm trying to
that way.
I'm trying to own
when
this.
the conversation comes up with the management, then they know what they're talking about, and they can back you up.
Right.
Or, in fact, recognize that you did screw things up, and then they can fix it themselves. But that's not going to be the case anyway.
Well, MP at some point was like, "Well, can you stop changing things until I get back?" It's like, no, I can't. Next question.
Well, that's because Mr. GM stuff keeps demanding that you make changes.
Right, exactly. And no, but anyways, so.
This will go over good. I'd like to make that change, Mr. GM, but MP said don't.
Well, the thing is I already made the changes, and I'm already having problems with the changes that had to be fixed. So and I'm not going to go. And but right now we're functional with the tiers. So, but the thing is that there's 2 people that everyone knows they're good at picking up the phones. One's name starts with an M. One's name starts with a D. So when I was sitting down with the GM to pick out the tiers, at first he's like, M and D need to go in tier 1. And then at some point the other manager goes, "But is that fair, really? I mean, shouldn't we be doing the opposite? We shouldn't. I mean, why are we rewarding the people that don't answer the phones by putting them in the 2nd tier and giving them less calls?" So they decided to put M and D each into split them up between the 2 tiers. So M's field in tier 1.
But let me ask you this.
Uh-huh.
Are they still on the rule that everybody in customer service is the same?
I don't know.
Because when I started at the company, everybody in customer service were assigned to a specific role. And some of the roles, like one of the roles would be an estimator. An estimator would never answer the phone. Well, that's not his job.
Well, I know.
Different role of people that answer the phone.
I know estimators weren't answering the phone, and I know one of the estimators, when I showed him how to log on to the work group, basically said, "Well, I won't need to do that because I don't take calls." And the other estimator was logging into the work group, but he wasn't taking calls. and they ended up putting the estimators. One of the estimators went in tier 3, and I think one of the
See,
other
the estimators currently are D, M, and
TW.
TW.
TW. You know, it comes in caramel and peanut butter. Caramel and peanut
Twinkies!
butter. No, Twix.
Oh, I was thinking about
Twix.
Twinkies.
Twix. Yes.
Twinkies. Peanut butter Twinkies do not sound good, though. Don't have those.
Okay, never mind. I guess
You don't.
That is
Yeah.
You don't know
It-
who I just referenced.
Twix? No,
Well-
that's not ringing a bell.
Well,
It's all right.
that-
It's no big deal.
That might be an email. But anyways, we got 3 minutes left here.
Okay. So at this point, there are some specific roles, like the estimators, that are they put in the lower tier?
The estimators
Okay.
are not in tier
Okay.
1.
But all the other customer service people are lumped together, though, because I know in the old day there was the tops and the cops, and I forget what the hell that means.
I don't think there's anything like that anymore. I think those days are long
Yeah.
gone. But I do know
Yeah.
that the person that is known for being very good at diligent and answering the phones and is in tier 2, she was sending me emails, how come I'm not getting any calls? And I explained to her, and she goes, well, I don't think that's right, that only a certain group of people are getting all the calls. And she's the one that's benefiting from this, and she's complaining. And at a hall, she's like, hey, I don't mind being in tier 1 if you want to move me to tier 1. And all I could say was, hey, GM and manager pick the tiers. And so I forwarded her email to them. And what they came back and I also explained to them we are seeing some network issues. I'm working with the network team, but I may have to ask you to find a way that's going to work by ringing one at a time. I'll see what I could do. And the best they came back with is, well, maybe we can trade the top 2 tiers back and forth on a weekly basis, which would mean I would have to manually make that change to the phone system every week.
Going into every account and making the new assignment.
Well, no, basically I would just change the order that it hits the tiers. So I would change pressing 1 at the menu.
Oh, so it is literally flipping a switch, not
Well,
40 switches.
each work group has an extension. So I would set the menu to go to tier 2, and I would set tier 2 to go to tier 1 if it isn't answered in 3 rings, and I'd set tier 1 to go to tier 3 if it isn't answered in 3 rings, and I'd set tier 3 to go to tier 2 if it isn't answered in 3 rings, because we have a big old loop here. You get the idea. So I had to go in and manually tweak some things. It's a few things. It's not a huge deal, but it's still a weekly maintenance of the phone system that will have to be done if we're going to switch this back and forth.
Right.
And it's and of course, Boss Man is just, anytime you broach the topic, he's just he's ready to throw the F-bomb out there, I think.
And now I think our sleepometer has hit 80%.
Thank you for keeping track of the sleepometer.
Yes, okay, no problem.
All right, but anyways, we got a few closing seconds here. Anything else anyone wants to say about phones? Any final thoughts? I don't have any. I'm done. I just want to run over all the phones, and I think I may.
Now, why don't you want to take all the network routers?
Oh, I'm sorry,
line them
we're
up
out of
and Run
time.
them over. Huh?
I'm sorry, we're out of time.
Oh, well, I was actually on the topic of network. Why don't we run the network server?
Because
then the printers would be down.
yeah, because the phones are pissing me off more.
Okay.
The phones have been a problem since before the network was a problem. It's just that the network has
Right. Well, yeah, that's
All right, it's 5:30. You can shut up now about fucking phones.
Okay, we've changed the topics back to cats.
Wait,
How
I
did
don't have
cats
a
get
gun.
related?
Well, if you're gonna talk about cats, I'm just gonna do my Rubik's cube here. So go ahead.
Wait,
I kind of forget. I'm still trying to work out how did cats get connected to this whole phone thing, Mars.
Well, it's the internet.
I don't have a gun, but I'm going.
That's great.
What was that?
That was a blind man with a chainsaw is what that was.
Oh, okay.
No, I think that... oh, man, he disappeared. I hope he's okay. I hope that wasn't a chainsaw murderer taking him away.
Okay, it's too cold out there. Forget that. Gators, you'll have to suffer.
What's up? We're not talking about phones anymore. It's okay. You don't have to...
Okay, so do we have anybody on the line from the Northeast to bring us
back.
up to date on the storm?
What?
No, we don't.
Oh, yes, the storm they named after Gator's guinea pig.
Oh, they named it Juno.
Yes, they did.
That's great.
There is a TV station in Connecticut that's calling it something. They made up their own name. So
Snowpocalypse?
everybody on the planet calls it Storm Juno, and then there's Storm. It's not Cleo.
There's.
Call me now for your free reading.
It's not a Snownado.
Snownado. It's like the Sharknado, but with snow. Snownado.
Oh, did you see the second one yet?
Snowmageddon.
Gators.
I've not seen the second one yet.
You need to see the second one.
I'm waiting.
At least the first 25 minutes of it.
I'm waiting for them to do a riff tracks of it or something like that.
Be awesome. I watched it on Sci-Fi. It was, what?
So there's a video I watched the other day of a guy that was swimming with sperm whales, and he got whale poop.
Eaten? Ew.
No, he
Worse.
got hit with whale poop. Unbelievably funny.
That sounds
Poop-nado.
That sounds awful.
That sounds like a crappy job
He
right
got
there.
swarmed by brown poop, brown water poo.
Brown water
Whale
poo.
Oh.
That's the worst kind of poo.
If a whale passes gas,
I think
does it propel him, or...
I think so.
Holy mackerel. That would be bad.
I think that's actually... I think I actually have audio that references that. So let me take a look. Let's see if I can find that audio online. Here we go. Let's talk about the whales and their issues as this YouTube clip loads.
The humpback whale, master of the deep, tireless voyager, perhaps the most fascinating mammal in creation. Tests have shown the humpback to possess an intelligence almost human in its range and complexity. Humpbacks can communicate with one another, express pain and pleasure, and experience...
What the fuck?
Nice.
Wait!
Can communicate with one another, express pain and pleasure, and experience...
Oh, fucking YouTube!
What is it?
YouTube is freaking out and not working right and trying to sabotage my show, basically.
Oh.
Let's try reloading.
You're having network
range and
issues.
Complexity. Humpbacks can communicate with one another, express pain and pleasure, and experience...
It's this damn YouTube clip! Who the fuck uploads a YouTube clip that cuts out in the middle to silence? Who the fuck does that?
I don't know.
Or are you having network issues?
No.
No, it cuts out the same place, which means it's probably just the clip. It's not the whole thing.
Yeah, and I reloaded it. I refreshed the page, and it cuts out in the same point. So it's so whoever
just a clip.
yeah. All right. We'll fix that in post. Take 2. Speaking of the humpback whales, let's talk about the humpback whales.
That was an amazing clip.
Let's do.
A humpback whale, master of the deep, tireless voyager, perhaps the most fascinating mammal in creation. Tests have shown the humpback to possess an intelligence almost human in its range and complexity. Humpbacks can communicate with one another, express pain and pleasure, and experience emotion. But with these advanced faculties, it seems, come problems. This highly sophisticated submarine recording, made in the humpback's favorite feeding grounds off Baja California, reveals that the enormous animals may even share with their chief predator man some of those tragic physical disabilities the flesh is heir to. The humpback whales cannot help themselves. Only you can help them. Please send a contribution to Save the Whales Before They Blast Themselves into Extinction. Box 101, Grand Central Station, New York. This has been a message from your Terminal Flatulence Association.
There we go.
Wow. I'd hate to be the bird flying above that.
Exactly.
Oh man, probably died.
Wow.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's gotta be some bubble eruption there of
Oh, poor whale.
the poor whales. They can't help it.
Well, they do all eat fish, so oh god, you.
Did all
Oh,
fish
never
die?
mind. No, they creel, don't they?
Woodchop writes in, there is a 66% chance that between the time Mars leaves his apartment and the time we should hear the gunshot, we will instead hear a car crash.
Well, I have a whole parking lot of cars I can borrow, so I can crash a bunch of them.
Yeah.
That tree better stay out of my way now. We'll run that damn tree over.
Exactly. Dune sends in.
So I'm missing the story. How did we get to Mars crashing a car?
Well, I said that if at 5:30 I'm still talking about the phone system, Mars should come over here and use the gun sound effect to shoot me, and so that is where Woodshop made the reference. Dune sent me.
Okay, I got you.
Dune sent me a link about the crayons, so we can take a look at that later. Woodshop writes in, "Holy shit! It's almost sounding like you have a white sheet today." Almost, doesn't it?
Well, you know.
Dune writes in, "Our IP phones work. Our department, all phones ring. Gmail always works. Oil is good."
Wow.
Now, how many oil phones?
Oil?
Well, Addy
He works on a rig.
Well, Addy once said that Dune seems like the type of guy that he pictures working on an oil rig. So whenever we refer to Dune's place of employment, we call it the oil rig.
Yeah.
I see.
Neo tweets in, "We get it. You like it when a phone rings against your prostate." No. Woodshop writes in, "So in other words, your tiers have aliases. Bonuses, base, and fired." There we go. Yeah, tier 3. When tier 3's hit, that's when the GM comes out and starts firing tiers 1 and 2. Woodshop writes in, "A better question is, at what depth underwater does it become impossible to pass gas?" That is a...
Whales are pretty big.
Well, that is a fair question, though, because the pressure
If it's
would
a blue whale,
get
oh
to
my
a point
goodness.
that you could not release gas at such a high pressure in deep waters.
Well,
Goodness.
and it may even be in a liquid state.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it would be squirting
shark?
gas.
You'd squirt gas.
A
You'd
whale
have,
shark?
You'd have the brown squirts. The Hershey squirts is
Yeah.
what you'd have there. Is oh.
Yeah. Now you realize he just did a humpback whale. Imagine if there was a blue whale.
Ooh.
Blue
Anyways,
whales are a little bit bigger.
I think Brian did question something about prospects this week, and I actually I have one.
Prospects?
Yeah.
The new topic. All right.
Well, here's the funny thing. So I over the past few weeks, I had basically zeroed my sights in on the wonderful state of Maine. Good old vacation land. I am Maine bound as soon as I line up a job. That's the plan. That's the dream. Find a job in Maine. Find a rental in Maine.
Oh,
move
they're
to
under
the-
snow right now, though.
That's okay. I got
They
boots.
got a buttload of snow.
I've got boots.
Huh.
I got a scraper.
I'm amused that New York closed everything down, and they got what? Nothing.
Oh yeah.
Probably get some.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
did
not
not nearly as much as they thought they were going to get. The once again, the weather
Most amount of
forecasters.
snow of all time, and they got nothing.
Yeah,
It went
That's
to
fine.
Connecticut.
Yeah.
Hey, a day off of work. That's awesome.
It was actually funny. The governor closed the roads and everything,
Hmm.
but the New York Stock Exchange was open for business. So how did those guys? Oh, they were
Yeah.
all breaking the law. See, now we could put all these Wall Street assholes in jail.
Yeah, that's how we did it. It was because they drove in
my
the snow.
favorite thing was
You know,
My
Al
favorite thing
Capone
was I
went
was-
to jail on tax evasion. Same thing.
yes, that's the only reason why. Yeah, my favorite thing was I was watching the Weather Channel that night, and they were talking. This guy was outside at 11 o'clock at night, Rhode Island time. He's like, "And look, there's hardly any cars on the road because of the storm." And I'm like, "No, it's 11 o'clock at night.
The
No one is driving at 11 o'clock at night."
that might have something to do with it there.
Yeah, the Weather Channel was so hilarious to watch this whole thing. It was great.
But anyways, so I've set my sights on Maine because, well, for multiple reasons. You know, one,
You like the snow.
I'm okay with the snow. I like the area. I had a blast living there the last time I lived there. I could deal with the winters. It's on the East Coast. I'd be able to visit my family more frequently. I'd be able to visit Kristen's family more frequently too. We could easily take a trip for the holidays and see them every holiday. I could afford a house in Maine, and you know, so that's kind of the idea. I'll move to Maine, settle down, recover from the move, do a little looking at houses, and find a place to settle in for the rest of my life. You know, they can bury me in the snow.
Bastard.
So that's the game plan. That's the long-term game plan.
Okay.
And a big perk, and a factor is the fact that my best friend lives in Maine, which means that, you know, I could hang out with my best friend more frequently, you know, and he's got the boyfriend that brews beer, so, you know, hey, Saturdays, sitting at Mike's camp.
You guys could go on couple dates. That's adorable.
Yeah, you know, we could go hang out at Mike's camp near the lake there, drink his homebrewed beer late into the evening, and get drunk and have a good old time, and try to find a tape measure.
Okay, it's your liver.
That's on the tape measure, but no, yeah, you know, that was a fact. So then, I'm talking to Gothard because Gothard hadn't been showing up for the show lately and had been busy. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? You around? And so I'm like, hey, I'm totally like, you know, I've been applying to so many jobs in Maine. You know, I've applied to at least 5 jobs this past week. I heard back on one of them that I have passed the review, the review process for the second review process, and so I have passed review for my application to be reviewed. I actually got an email to that effect that your application is passed review to be reviewed, and so they're going to review it to see if they want to call me or not. And I'm like, you know, hey, is this cool? And Gothard's like, hey, yeah, that's great. I might be moving to Vermont. So that was.
Wait, don't they have awesome maple syrup there?
Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
Vermont, Maine. Little Blue Orca writes in, is the Gimp your best friend? No.
Ew.
No.
It might be if he moves to Maine.
Gothard lives in Maine. Gothard's the friend. The Gimp is not a part of this
Oh.
conversation. I am not.
But he calls you on Sundays sometimes.
I am not moving to Bucksport. Bucksport has been blackballed. We will not be moving to Bucksport. I repeat, we will not be moving to Bucksport.
But I thought the Gimp said Bucksport was blue-balled.
I don't care what kind of ball it is. I ain't going there. Dune writes in, who's going to take Morris to Sizzler? Well, you know, funny you
Oh
should
my
mention
God.
that. Funny you should mention that. Every damn time the past few months.
Dude, I was at work till 6:30. I got home. I like passed out for like 2 hours.
I came home, and Kristen was not feeling well after watching the teddy bear porn. So she was like, you know, hey, I'll cook if you want me to, but could we go to dinner?
What?
Yeah, let's go out to dinner was what she said.
Okay.
That's clearly the part you were questioning, right? And so
Yeah.
I was like, hey, we could do that. Hey, let me see if Mars is around so we can go to the Sizzler. And you were not logged on, but you were tweeting. So I started carrying on a Twitter conversation with you. And this is why dude knows about this.
Yes.
And you're like, hey, I'm hoping to get out of work soon. I'm like, well, hey, if you're getting out soon, let's go to the Sizzler. And no can do. You did not want to go to Sizzler. So we went to Sizzler, and you did not.
Hey, I would have been happy to go Sizzler, but I got home at 6:30, and then I passed out for 2 hours.
That's okay. That's okay. Brian is not a fan of the Sizzler. Isn't that right, Brian?
Well, but I would go.
You would go.
Yeah.
Wait,
You
so
go just to hang out. I
Wait,
mean, it makes sense.
wait a
I
minute.
would go. I mean, it's a place to go and hang out with pals.
So you're saying if I tweeted
would
you last
would it be my
night,
first choice? No, not exactly.
so if I tweeted you last night, want to go to the Sizzler, you totally would have gone.
Yeah, I could have gone. Yeah.
Just hop on the next flight and
Yeah, right. 18 hours later.
18 hours. I feel like going to.
Wait, does Singapore have Sizzlers?
No.
Oh. That's
Tony
Well, I guess you're
Roma's,
going to have to go to the Macintosh store instead.
Tony Roma's and Outback Steakhouse.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh, bloomin' onion.
Bloomin' onion.
Which is funny as hell. The blooming onion.
Oh, they're so good. I've never even had one, and I know they're so good.
No, you know, the big myth is that the Outback is an Australian place. An Aussie would have no idea what a bloomin' onion is.
Well, Brian, we've covered this. Keep in mind, we do have a long-time Australian friend of the show who we've asked her if she knows what a bloomin' onion is, and she established that
That's
no,
right. That's right.
she does not know what a bloomin' onion is.
Right.
Clearly, she should go to the Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, clearly she should. That is clear.
Well, I mean, it's all. Well, I don't think they have any in Australia.
No, they don't.
I mean.
No.
Because they wouldn't have the Foster's beer either.
No,
Right?
we actually went through the Outback menu with Emily on a show once, and she laughed at every item on the menu.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
funny.
Yeah.
But
No, it's hilarious.
So no, we did not take Mars to the Sizzler. Even when we're here, Mars, we can't get Mars to the Sizzler. So whatever.
Oh, you won't go Mars? What's wrong with you? You won't go to Sizzlers?
He was busy working.
Oh, okay.
He was busy working
he
for
was
no
just with
pay. For no pay. If I was making no pay, I would have been like, "Fuck you! I'm going to Sizzler."
There you go.
There you go. No, but we went to Sizzler.
I mean, the other place that is amusing is the Hawaiian barbecue.
Oh yeah. We love us some Hawaiian barbecue.
Right.
Yeah. Now Nick, on the other hand, not a fan of the Hawaiian barbecue.
Well, I mean, it is something that you can get sick of.
Yeah. Well.
Actually, my wife gives me crap about going there.
Well.
Because, shall we say, the whole concept of Hawaiian barbecue just makes her ill.
What? She doesn't like barbecued chicken?
Well, it's greasy barbecue chicken. Yeah.
What's wrong with a little grease here and there? And your body needs a little
It's
grease
one
down
of the food
there.
groups.
It's
It's one of the food groups, absolutely. Yeah.
Your body needs its daily. You need to get your daily recommended amount of grease in your diet.
Right.
But
But she also doesn't like dark meat chicken.
I see. Well, I generally prefer white meat to dark meat, but I do like me some Hawaiian barbecue, especially with the sriracha sauce. You get the sriracha on there.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on. It is junk food. It really is junk food.
Oh yeah.
Now what's the I forget what it's called. It's that basically a Hawaiian roll with Spam in it. So it's got a rice and a layer of the seaweed.
I don't remember. I know you got that.
I forget what it's called, but the seaweed on those things is the most rank-smelling, disgusting thing you can possibly put in your mouth. There's this place here called Sushi Burrito.
That sounds wrong.
Half the items on the list are not sushi, and none of the items on the list are actually a burrito. But it's basically a size of a burrito, but it's like a California roll. So you have the layer of rice and the seaweed wrapper. The seaweed wrapper on that thing, on the sushi burrito, well, it's not disgusting. Let's just put it that way. It doesn't really taste like anything, but at least it's not rank.
That is a glowing review right there. It's not disgusting. That you totally sold me on eating.
Yeah, you're there, right?
I am so there.
Sushi Burrito is a small growing chain. I think they have 2 stores at this point. At least they have 2 stores in Singapore. I think the owner of the operation is in Japan, but I'm not real sure. In which case, it could come to the U.S. That would be a cool chain.
That would be.
Sushi Burrito. People would be flocking in there thinking they're getting, one or the other, and find out, oh, this is neither a sushi nor burrito.
Yeah. Yeah, when you said sushi burrito, it just sounded so wrong. Dune writes in, can you be written up if you're a volunteer? You can be fired for volunteering. I know that. I've been fired as a volunteer. I totally have been fired as a volunteer. Oh,
yeah.
Mars wants to keep his day job. And so
my day job?
Yeah, I totally understand you not leaving early and skipping out to go to Sizzler with me. But I'm going to give you credit about it.
I kind of couldn't do it, unfortunately. I would love to, but I kind of couldn't.
No, I understand.
Maybe he just doesn't like Sizzler.
Well, we could have...
I think that's what we're secretly trying to discover, whether actually he does like Sizzler or not.
Well,
even if I didn't like Sizzler, I probably would have gone to hang out at one point, but...
Yeah, and you could have always suggested, how about we go to Diggers instead? Because I know you like Diggers.
They close early, don't they?
Yeah, but it was early when I was suggesting we go.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
But anyways...
and I can't actually hate Sizzler because my wife's grade school buddy, moved to L.A. area and married this guy that has become a district manager for the Sizzlers in the L.A. area. So I can't hate it because, a friend's husband, works for them as management.
I see.
Complicated, isn't it?
Yeah. But anyways, we got lots of news we're gonna get to, and we got other things. I could talk more about Maine because I haven't even really gotten to the end of that topic. I got sidetracked somewhere.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I even forgot I got sidetracked.
I kept interrupting you.
But I got a pot of coffee that was still brewing when I started the show, and now it's been sitting there for an hour, so I'm going to get me some coffee. So
yeah, I haven't made coffee yet.
So, we're going to break...
But I do have bacon Swiss burger over there, so I should eat that.
I think it's time to break out the Brambles again. It's been a while since we've played something by the Brambles.
The Brambles!
The Brambles. This was Gothard's recording project in college. He because we had the project where we had to find a band and record it, and the senior douchebag, the teacher of the class, he had a brother-in-law, and his brother-in-law had a band, and his brother-in-law liked to smoke pot. How do we know this? Because he was stoned every time he showed up with his band for the sessions, and we would help each other out on sessions. So I often assisted Gothard during these sessions, and they were fun guys to hang out with, because they were all stoned, and. You know, they had their songs, and it was easy as breathing. That's all I'm going to say. This one's called Breathing, because it's as easy as breathing.
I know it might be hard for you to understand how anyone could ever do it right. But look around you and see it's happening everywhere. Look to any window on any moonlit night. Then I think you know what I'm talking about. You gotta act on faith and have no doubt. I'm here, baby, I'll help you figure it out. It's as easy as breathing. In and out, it's just like breathing. Natural, it's just like breathing. It's so easy to do. Now it's up to you. Love is not something that you plan. We just do it simply 'cause we can. Sometimes we practice until we get it right. Then sometimes it just happens at first sight. If you fall down trying, you just climb back on. No matter how frail, no matter how strong. I'm here, baby, I'll help you along. It's as easy as breathing. In and out, it's just like breathing. Natural, it's just like breathing. It's so easy to do. Now it's up to you. Love's not something that money can buy. But you pay dearly, baby, to even try. Win or lose, I guess it's all the same. Sooner or later, we all play the game. Love is frantic, love is blue. It's happened to me, let it happen to you. Come on, baby, now. Well, it takes two. It's as easy as breathing. In and out, it's just like breathing. Natural, it's just like breathing. It's so easy to do. Now it's up to you.
Crater Maker.
Will never bring me down.
Crater Maker. www.cratermakerband.com. EP now available on iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby, and Bandcamp.
Yo, this is Dune from the Dune and Bob Show. You're probably wondering what all this racket is in the background. Well, with the way the gas prices and the economics have been lately and basically everything else Obama has done to us, I've had to take on a second job. Shh, don't tell anybody, but I'm a nighttime DJ at a club. Hang on a second. No, hey, look at the sign. It says absolutely no requests. Yeah, leave the DJ alone. Yes. Thank you. No, I am hang on, let me get my card. I am constructing a mix out of songs to create a vibe/journey/musical experience outside the catering to an individual's desire to hear my song, if you know what I mean. If you can't live inside the music, you should just stay at home and listen to your iPod. Requests are for scared, musically uneducated dweebs who have no desire to learn about new, good tracks or experience the art of modern EDM. There. Jeez. Oh. Okay, she's gone. Hey, by the way, just to let you know, a little secret. I found out that DJs really don't do anything. All I'm doing is just replaying something that Vamp recorded like a month ago. It's really simple. That's why I can't do requests. But listen, I was sworn to secrecy by the DJs of America Club. Geeks even made me pinky swear to it. God. So anyway, Duna Bob Show, Sundays, 6 to 8 Eastern, NHBRadio.com. Be there.
Oh, no, you got that wrong. I love balls.
Balls, all you need are balls. Juicy cedar balls, all you need are balls. All you need are balls. Juicy cedar balls, all you need are.
Be sure to tune into ADHD Radio, Tuesdays, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The most migga motherfucking addicting show on the No Holds Barred Radio Network.
Balls, all you need are balls. Juicy cedar balls, all you need are balls. All you need are balls. Juicy cedar balls, all you need are.
And we are back for more Amateur Hour goodness here.
Hi.
And I'd like to say,
Can we talk about that song?
the song the Bramble song. We could talk about that.
Yeah. Okay, the lyrics were a little bit corny.
Yeah.
But at least they kind of made sense. I mean, hey, the excuse is these guys were high when they wrote it, right?
Right.
But unlike Fleetwood Mac, where their song absolutely makes no sense at all, this kind of makes sense. The little corny lines, whatever. It's okay. I'm all right with that, right?
Right.
Now, you were present at this recording, correct?
Correct.
So you saw the whole shebang, how they did it, everything.
Yep.
All the instruments, everything else, right?
Yes.
First question is, did they tune their guitars before recording? Because, man, something was off. Oh, my God, I thought it was going to die.
Hey, at least we left the keyboard part out of that mix.
Okay.
I think they tried to tune their guitars. Tried being the key word there.
Because if they did tune their guitars, then they just played crappy.
I don't know. I really can't tell you much about the tunage there. All I know is that's how it came out.
Well, measure on pot like they were, then it'll sound better.
Now, which part in particular? Was it the whole thing, or was it the dobro part was kind of clashing there a little, or I
couldn't pick out which instrument. I mean, it was now and then a guitar part would come in, or was that dobro?
Well, there was that, the boom boom. That's the dobro. That was overdubbed later.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny.
So it was just way out of tune.
Yeah.
I know it might be hard for you to understand.
I think the whole thing's just
There
out
we
of
go.
tune.
That last bit there
Yeah.
was just out of tune. Like, ooh. Yeah. Oh.
Maybe it was meant to be out of tune.
It was. They were
right.
stoned. It sounded great to them at the time. Here's the thing.
Well, when you're high, it all sounds great.
When we started tracking these songs, they didn't have a keyboard player. Then at some point, a keyboard player showed up who didn't really know the songs and hadn't played keyboard in a long time. And so he pulls up a keyboard sound on here, basic organ sound, and he's jamming on it. And the leader of the band, Senior Douchebag's brother-in-law, made a comment that sounded a little too churchy to his liking. He wanted something more Banana Splits.
Hey, who is it? Who is it?
Oh, wait, well, we got a call coming in. Hello there, caller.
Who is it? Hello?
Hello, caller.
Hello?
Speak now.
Hello?
Anyone there? You picked up the phone. You dialed. We picked up. We're at phase 3 here. That's where you talk.
I thought phase 3 was profit.
That's with our money schemes. We're taking phone calls here.
Maybe they think they're talking, but they have their mute button on.
Yeah, you might have your mute button on, or maybe you're talking into the wrong end of the phone.
I mean, we don't even hear heavy breathing.
Maybe you're on an iPhone and you forgot to take the plastic film off of it. I know people have done that. All right, well, going once, going twice, sold. There we go.
Bye. Call back, please, at some point.
Anyways, so this keyboard player shows up, and the first part he put down was mediocre enough, whatever. He can kind of blend into the mix, sounds fine. But he was like,
Maybe that was venison.
It's a 214 area code. So he's like, no, that sounds too churchy. And let's get something. And so he found this organ sound that was this real cheesy organ. He's like, oh yeah, that's like Banana Splits. That's great. Yeah, and we put that part down, and it was so bad, but he was so stoned. It sounded so great to him. It was so bad that Gothard just decided to leave it out of the mix and not say anything, and they never complained. So that's good. But
That's a good decision by the man in the booth.
however, there was one keyboard part that there was no way we could not use it because it was the Mothra keyboard part. We have to listen to some of this now. Here's song number 2. But you kind of heard the keyboard in there on the do-do-do-do-doos. You hear the Mothra part?
Wait, is Godzilla there too?
Just Mothra. Here, when we get to the middle break, it's way more noticeable. Let me get to the middle break here. I'm looking for the middle part.
Oh,
here we go. That's what happens when you show up stoned and you bring a new keyboardist in and haven't picked any sounds ahead of time. You end up putting Mothra on your recording and thinking it sounds great.
nice.
I liked it. It was funny, you know.
There you go.
I felt bad for this other guy. There's this other guy that they let 2 people in the class record this band so that they got 6 songs, 3 from each person. And, you know, those are 2 of the songs. Gothard was getting kind of the rockin' songs. And they also had some slow songs. So Dave got the slow songs. And they were slow, and they were long, and they were boring. And they put you to sleep. You think my story about the phone system is bad? You should have heard the songs that Dave had to record. We felt so bad for him.
But that didn't mark against their grade, did it?
No. Our grade didn't depend on the quality of the band. It depended on the quality of the recording and the mix and the production.
Right. Yeah, this band sucks, but you did a good job recording it.
Well, and it also depended on the happiness of the band, because we were actually not producer. The band was producer. You know, our job was to give the band the recording they wanted and make them happy, and also be of a quality that was good enough to get a good grade. So, you know, the part of the process was that the band wrote their feedback and how they were happy with the sessions and how it was run and the final product. So, you know, we didn't pick.
So this is like the customer's reaction to your work,
right? You know, they're a customer. Give them what they want and do a good job of it.
Exactly. They paid the money. You pass.
Right. And you know, when your customer are a bunch of stoners, that's an easy A right there.
Right. Yeah. That's the easy part of the grade.
It just has to sound good. That senior douchebag also agrees it sounds great.
Gators, did you do anything after that?
I don't know. Woodshop writes in, well, to try to answer Mars, deep ocean water is around 0 degrees Celsius, and at 500 bar, 1,137 feet underwater, methane is still in a gas state. My calculator won't go higher than 500 bar, but I can lower the temp, and you have to get down to negative 84 Celsius at 500 bar to make methane go from a gas to a fluid. Sorry, but my thermal dynamics is a little rusty. Thank you, Woodshop. So
yeah,
I'm gonna have to write that one down.
Yeah, that's some good science that was brought in there. That's great.
That's great. We do try to be educational.
And that's what I suspected, is that at some depth there is no such thing as well fart.
By the way, to the one person that is watching the YouTube, to the one viewer that was watching the YouTube stream earlier,
yeah.
Oops.
What were you showing them?
I didn't show them.
Did you have pants on, Gators?
I had pants on, and I didn't show them anything. That's all I'm saying. But
I'm sorry. What was the reaction of the YouTube viewer?
I don't know what the
did not have pants on.
I don't know what the reaction is, and I don't want to say too much. All I'm saying. I think I'm gonna have to delete this one off of YouTube after we finish the show.
Aww.
So
did you guys miss by not watching YouTube?
Was there something to report to YouTube there on it?
Someone walked by the door forgetting the camera was on. That's all I'm gonna say.
Uh-oh.
Oh well.
Actually, she's not all that upset about it. She's just embarrassed that she forgot the camera was on. That's all. But it was, anyways. Dune sent me a link to a picture of a post-it on someone's door with a little note jot down on it. Hey, did you guys move? Your Wi-Fi isn't working anymore. Hope you're okay. Wow.
Is that what Venison put on his neighbor's door?
I think that looks like Venison's handwriting, actually. I was going to say.
Yeah, were they talking about Venison?
Or
Venison's neighbor?
Well,
Venison's neighbor.
The post-its would be on Venison's neighbor's door is where it would be. Anyways, yeah, so let's see what we got for... I got to finish my Maine story. So anyways, that's why I decided...
Maine.
I decided I was going to move to Maine, and then Gothard tells me that, him and Mike are looking at... Basically, I don't know the details. I don't know what's going on, but Mike is doing a little bit of looking at different opportunities, and some of the things he's looking at might take him out of state. And if Mike goes out of state, Gothard might go along with him. And so there's talk of Vermont, but there's talk of also looking further up north in Maine. It's a kind of very up in the air now.
Wait, is that colder?
Well, but still, I mean, that's good news, because if Gothard moves, then you've got a place to move to.
Well, I wasn't moving to Maine just because Gothard lived there, so I'm not going to be like, well, hey, they went to Vermont, I'm going to Vermont. And also, it might be temporary.
No. I'm saying if they move out, then there's a spot in Maine for you to move in. You can move in his old place.
The trailer?
Yeah.
You can buy Grammy's house. There you go.
Well, Grammys. Well, there's a few and now I've thought of, if something works out, the thought has occurred to me to inquire about crashing someplace temporarily, because Gothard's spending much less time at the trailer, although his stuff is still there. Gothard's not at the trailer.
Well, he got a place to store his records.
Right, he doesn't have room to move everything to Mike's place, but he's pretty much staying at Mike's place, and the trailer's just got his stuff. But if anything, there's place to crash temporarily, but stuff's got to. Now, Grammy's house is in need of work, and now but so I don't know what the status is with Grammy's house, if they're up for renting that temporarily or what. But I think there's work that needs to be done in there, and there's issues with the house. The big issue with the trailer right now, though, is the stank.
Yeah, but squatters don't care.
Well, there is that. Well, the big issue is the stank. The water stanks of rotten eggs. It is. I don't feel cleaner after a shower. I feel dirty after a shower, and I have to. I bring bottled water with me to the bathroom when brushing my teeth.
You have to go with the standards of a squatter. Squatters don't care.
I draw an income. I don't go by squatters' standards. I'm not moving until I have a job lined up. I ain't squatting. If it ain't convenient, I'll find something else. Convenient as in having clean water, not convenient as in here's a roof that's real cheap. Anyways. No, but
that lives out Venison's place. He doesn't have water, so.
But anyways, so I've been applying to a lot of jobs in Maine. But then when it's like the thought never occurred to me that Gothard would ever consider leaving Maine, because he's lived there all his life and he's pretty much, happy.
Well, other than school, right? He left Maine for school, right?
Right. That's the only time he ever left Maine was for school. And he went back to Maine. He's been happy as a clam, in Maine. He's expressed no desire to leave Maine. And Mike has expressed no desire to leave Maine. He moved to Maine, and I remember when I was hanging out with him, he was talking about, I love Maine. This is great. This is the way life should be. I'm so glad I moved here. And so, really, it caught me by surprise that, well, we're looking at opportunities out of the state. But anyways, that's still up in the air, and that caused me to rethink things. And after rethinking things, I came to the conclusion I still want to move to Maine. Because
there you go.
Even if they move out of Maine, they're not moving that far from Maine, and I still love the area. I still could see myself settling down in a house somewhere in Maine. Although I got to find an area that's got decent.
Yeah,
internet.
you could just like going to Connecticut or New Jersey. You could go to Vermont.
Right. But there definitely was a perk to having a friend that'd be, within an hour or two driving distance, or, half hour to an hour if we meet in the middle somewhere, as opposed to Vermont and he's like 4 or 5 hours away. I mean, that was a big perk that is possibly. Dune's writing in. So, are you talking a no bucket policy? Yes. I have a no bucket policy. No bucket.
What if it's a shiny bucket?
No bucket.
Are you saying bucket or fuck it?
Bucket. As in, I went to visit Venison. After having lunch, I asked where the restroom was.
Teach you for not going at the pizza place.
Venison's answer was, yeah, I need to go empty that. And that's when I realized I could hold it longer.
Oh, no, you just peed on his house, honestly. I would have had no problem with it.
I was actually debating that for a while, but I decided to wrap up my visit and head to Damon's place. And the first thing I said when Damon answered the door was, "Where's your bathroom?" I'll explain later, where's your bathroom?
Oh, poor Damon.
You never really know how long you can hold it until your bathroom options are, let me go empty that for you. So yeah, that's the no bucket policy is what that is. Anyways, so I've still got my sights on Maine. And also, I've talked more to Gothard, and they very much want to stay in Maine. I mean, it's still kind of up in the air, and I don't know the details or anything. But anyways, I'm still looking at Maine. And I passed the second review process to the phone call process. And so I have a phone call scheduled for Friday morning with the one of the jobs I applied to. So I'm looking forward to that phone call on Friday morning. And that's great because, I've said in a resume, they know I live in California. And in the cover letter I explained I am looking to move to Maine. I've lived in Maine. I love Maine. I've thought about this. I am dead serious. And they said, okay, he passed the first review. Okay, he passes the second review. Okay, let's get this guy on the phone. So there we go. We'll see how that goes. So that's the latest there.
Well.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, should I
You're
talk
moving
about
to Utah then?
Should I talk about the job offer I got yesterday?
You got a job offer, Brian?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you moving?
Job
Are you
offer.
moving to Alameda County?
So Brian.
No. This is here in Singapore. A guy offered me a job.
What's the job offer?
Okay, so here's the story. It's a long story, so get ready to get your little pillows ready for when you fall asleep.
I got my Rubik's Cube out. I'm working.
Okay, so I've been playing around with doing some videos. Got a couple of different camcorders. Shooting all kinds of stuff. It's been fun. Lately, I've been getting into time-lapse photography. You set the camera up on a tripod. It'll click every 2 seconds. And so you got a shitload of still photos. Then you run it through the video processor and convert it to a time-lapse movie, right? Very cool. So you see something that's very boring, grass growing, that kind of thing. You set it up, you run it for 10 minutes, and that converts to 10 seconds of video. Wow, grass growing, isn't that exciting?
Yeah.
You're still awake? Okay.
I am still awake, and I am.
So I
can hear the grass grow.
I went to this. There's a new train station that's right at the waterfront, Marina South Pier, and they have a nice big raised area so you can set up your camera way up on this, third-story balcony, basically, pointed out to the harbor, and when you watch it, you see all those boats there. They're kind of moving around. You kind of go, what the heck are they doing? Well, instead, you do time-lapse photography. You take a shitload of shots, and then you create a time-lapse movie of it. And you say, oh, I see what the boats are doing because it's finally fast enough that, the grass is growing, right?
Right.
So I was there shooting this video. This man walked up to me and asked if it made it sound like he was looking for a person. He had an appointment with a guy that was a photographer. And then the story changed. Basically, he was offering me a job of photographing for him. And he pointed down in the harbor, says, that's my boat. What I want to do is, cruise around the harbor a little bit and get some, the details were very sketchy on what he wanted to do. So there it is. I was offered a job. But I declined it. I said, no, I don't think so. That sounds intriguing, but thank you very much. But no, I don't really want to do that.
Oh,
after all, it would probably be during this show. So I would have to miss the show to do this job.
But you like this show that much?
Oh, I love this show. I keep calling in, right?
You do keep calling in.
So then I explained this whole thing to my wife last night when she got home. And she says, oh, well, probably just as well. He was probably just out to kidnap you.
Oh!
It's like, oh, yeah, I feel much better now.
Well, Brian, that would have given you a good story to tell.
Yeah, right. Yeah, really. That would have, yeah.
That would have.
Oh, you want $1 million? Oh, let's see if my wife's employer will put that up. Right, sure.
Well, you don't think the missus would put it up?
Yeah, that's in the contract. Yeah, no kidnap, no ransom money.
Wait, the contract between you and the missus?
Well, no, the company.
No, but wouldn't your wife personally put up the...
She's not that rich.
I don't know. Sell a house or two. I just busted on you now. Oh, well. Well, you could have escaped, jumped off the boat, and swam to shore.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I thought through that whole thing. Yeah.
It would have been a great story for the show. Where's your sense of adventure?
It would have been a great adventure. Yeah.
All right. Woodshop writes in, I was too busy doing math equations and wasn't paying attention to the video stream, but the neighbors might have seen it. 55-inch TV.
Neighbors!
The neighborhood can see. Oh, it's okay. It wasn't that much.
It's a 2,000-inch TV.
Little Blue Orca writes in, it was just maybe a little bit of an underwear shot. Little Blue Orca writes in, for you to get a time lapse of grass grow, you need days of pictures. Well, now, Brian, I do...
True, but it does feel like grass is growing when you set up the camera and stand there staring at it for 10 minutes.
There is that.
You see what I'm saying? It's an expression, but I would agree, yes, it would take days, set up the camera for days and days to watch grass grow, yes.
Yes. Now, we do have. I have one important question, though, Brian. Now, if you took the job, would you have taken some time to clean your lenses before doing the job?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And
actually, that camera has a problem with dust on the sensor.
Yeah.
So that camera needs to be cleaned. But that camera is in California. That's not with me. So.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm referencing. There was this one time.
Yes.
We all went out as a group at work to see...
To watch the Endeavor come past.
Yeah, they did a flyby with the Endeavor.
Once in a lifetime opportunity, and my fucking camera
yeah.
It didn't perform as I wanted.
Well, here's the scene. We all show up there. Nick has his binoculars that I got for his 5-year anniversary gift from the company. I have my Windows phone that I'm taking video with. The boss man pulls out a decent-looking camera, and Brian pulls out the type of a camera that makes you wonder what he's compensating for.
Oh, nicely put.
Yeah, he pulls out the kind of a camera that makes you wonder if the trunk has a bottom to it, because that is how long the lens is. He pulls out a telescope attached to a camera, and so.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Now the boss man.
Those are expensive ass lenses, though.
The boss man's got a decent camera, but next to Brian, it's like, yeah, you call that a camera? Now that's a camera.
Right.
So we are.
Does it have the extra the extra tripod thing that you stick on the end that folds out for the lens part?
Well, there is a tripod mount on that lens.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So rather than setting it up, setting the lens up, the tripod on the camera, you set it up on that lens. Because it is a big, heavy lens.
Yeah. Those are nice lenses.
And so...
when we travel, we have to decide whether we're going to take the lens or anything else.
Pretty much.
Weight limit.
Pretty much. Is it a standard? Is it a standard 35mm lens?
Yeah, it's a standard Canon. This is 300 millimeter zoom.
Is the Canon the one that did the Rebels, or is that Nikon?
Yeah, that's Canon. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But anyways, so he pulled out this
Their
camera.
DSLRs are
So
nice.
afterwards, everyone's thinking, "Gee, I wonder. We got to see Brian's pictures." And now the boss man sends a beautiful picture he took with his camera. Great, beautifully centered, very very sharp, very focused, beautiful. I mean, you could see the dirt on the shuttle. And
hey, to be defensive, you could see the dirt on my on my image sensor.
Yeah. Oh, your camera had plenty of dirt. So then Brian sends his pictures. They're off center, they're blurred, and there's smudges and dirt and all. Oh, they were the worst pictures ever.
Oh,
Yeah, they were
Brian.
bad.
You should have had a phone with you. You could take pictures with it too.
And when
as backup.
And when Brian's not in the room, everyone's talking about, gee, Brian's pictures didn't come out all that great. I didn't say anything to him, but Brian came back in the room. Hey, Brian, what's wrong with your camera? Yeah, I have no problem telling Brian what I think of his pictures.
Aww.
And that was fine. At least hey, I appreciate honesty. Yeah, they sucked.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
In fact, a number of the pictures that were reasonable, other than the dark spots, I went in to the photo editor and I painted out, hand painted out the black spots.
I just used Dale's. I just kept looking at other pictures.
Oh.
Fuck. We'll fix that in post. Damn it, Brian, you're supposed to stop
you got
me.
a lot of work in post this time, Gators.
So much for being the show that sounds like we have a white sheet this week.
What?
All right.
I had a lot of boring moments. I decided to surf the net. Can you tell?
Woodshop writes in, no compensating. How are we talking like really long lens weak wink or are we talking so stupidly high tech it could probably take the perfect picture while missing batteries?
Yes. Except they have these cool battery things you put on the side of it that looks like a handle, but it's not a handle. It's a battery. It's huge.
It's Brian.
A battery on what? I'm missing that.
One of Brian's hobbies is to go whale watching in Hawaii and take pictures. So I
approve. That was so cool.
So he's got the serious camera equipment.
Oh, you should go. Brian. You should go to Oh. Well, I guess not.
Oh man.
He left.
He left.
I was gonna tell him to go off a Puget Sound over in between of the whale watching there too.
Anyways,
yeah.
Let's see what we got for news, because links came flooding in from Neo and Mars this week.
Yeah.
All right, so Neo sent us a great article of pictures, but they're notes, so it'll work for radio.
Yay!
And we got Brian back.
I think I walked out of Wi-Fi range.
Okay, Brian, I have a question. Have you ever gone whale watching off of Puget Sound?
No. No.
Yeah, in between Puget, it's really cool. Some good whales there too.
Well, I'll have to take note of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, been to Monterey Bay a couple of times. That's a great place to go.
Oh, they saw a white dolphin there today.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Rare white dolphin, apparently.
Cool.
That's cool, yeah. So I've been there a few times. Off of Southern California, like Huntington Beach, I think, once.
Yeah.
Hawaii a whole bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
And now I've been on a couple of trips in Australia. So yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Cool.
And I was taking some video in Australia, and we were close to some humpback whales, and the naturalist was explaining that we were kind of downwind of the whale blow.
Right.
And when she gave us the warning, it's like, watch your cameras. Here comes some whale snot.
Nasty.
And in fact, actually, the first time I was in Monterey, and the humpback whales feed there, so you get some whale breath when you're downwind of the blow. Wow, what a fishy smell!
Ooh.
So yeah, krill does smell like fish.
Well, I would I'm not surprised.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think. All right, there we go. Well, there's something else we learned. We see we are just so educational on this show.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, time to put down the Rubik's Cube again.
So.
I have now gotten a 6x6x6 Rubik's Cube and a 7x7x7 Rubik's Cube, and I've already I've already solved each of them once. Well,
Gators.
the 5x5x5 has just gotten too boring, so I had to kick it up a bit. So I picked up a 6x6.
I thought you had the dodecahedron one.
Yeah, well, that's boring too.
What?
I know how to do that one. Oh, I'm telling you, the 7x7x7.
We just give you a steer.
I'm having fun with.
Have you done a Rubik's Cube blindfolded?
That's just crazy talk.
No, I've seen it done.
That's
pretty cool.
Oh, you should see. Gators, have you watched these Rubik's Cubes competitions?
I'm sure it's been done. I'm sure it's cool, but that's not the level I'm at.
There was a guy who did it with his feet.
Well, I think the video of the guy doing
He did it with a what?
With his feet.
His feet.
Well, yeah, I've seen that video and it's faked, and I'll tell you how it's faked. Because if you watch that video, there is a guy that walks in the background slowly and awkwardly. And what they really did was they took a video of a guy mixing up the Rubik's Cube with his feet and the guy walking backwards in the background, and then they reversed the video.
But maybe the guy was awkwardly walking by because who sees someone doing Rubik's Cube with their feet?
No, it looked like, if you watched it, it looked like it was kind of intentional to have this guy walk in the background to try to make the video not as obvious that it's reversed. And plus, if you analyze it closely, there were a few times where the cube did kind of do a little floating into the foot, just a very subtle, that you'd have to really slow down the video and zoom to kind of see that there was some behavior that indicated that.
How he analyzed it.
Well, no, someone else analyzed it, and I watched the YouTube clip of the guy that analyzed it, showing.
Oh, okay. That means you didn't have to do as much work.
You don't have to do these things yourself. You just have to find someone else on YouTube that has.
Okay. So your link from Neo about the pictures.
Yes.
That are notes.
Yes. These are 19 awesomely aggressive windshield notes you should totally use. And I'm going to turn on screen sharing so that the no one's on YouTube right now. See, this is the stuff that you really want to see on YouTube. Is yeah. Let me find. Oh, here we go. That's where we want to screen share. All right. So now, Infinite. That is not the window I selected to screen share. It screen shared its own window.
Yay! It's an infinite window of screen sharing.
I can't stop it.
Yay!
There we go. All right, let's try this again. Damn you, Google Hangout, you suck. All right, there we go. All right, number one is a bunch of potatoes carved into heads left on someone's hood with a piece of paper taped to the hood that says, "You've angered the Potato Clan with your parking choices. If you park in their space again, they will bring out their produce army." So I guess this car parked in a stupid place or badly.
If you found that on your car hood,
I'd laugh.
Would you have french fries that night?
No, because they might be poisoned. It might be a trap.
It's a trap!
Here we go. Here's note number 2 left on the windshield. Dear Beetle owner, here is your welcome note to the Park Like an Ass Club. You'll be glad to know we have made you an honorary member. Sincerely, Izzy. Merry Christmas.
Izzy. Okay.
Here we go. Number 3. Why don't you make your New Year's resolution learning how to park? All right, so I guess these notes are all relating to someone that's parked bad.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I once got a note for parking, but in my defense, I was parked perfectly fine. I was on this. Well, it was a side street, and it was a residential area, and I was visiting a friend, and the friend only had enough room in his driveway to park his own car. And the rest of it was street parking, and there was no place.
By the way, I pulled up the video stream.
Yeah.
It's so fuzzy you can't read it.
What?
Oh well. Well, at least you could see what. Well, you were able to see the potatoes though, so there was that.
But I didn't get. Unfortunately, YouTube was so slow that I didn't get. I got into the beetle one.
Well,
so that's your second video.
I've scrolled back to the potatoes. So while I tell the story, you can look at potatoes. Anyway, potatoes. Anyways, so there's no place left to park on the street at my friend's house, and
Do you need to clean your lens, or do you need?
And there's no place left to park on the street, and his driveway only has enough room for his own car. So there was a perfectly good place to park, which was to park in front of his driveway, blocking his driveway, which is perfectly fine.
Oh, I'm sure he'd love that one.
Well, it was fine because I went over there so that we could drink. So he wasn't going to go driving anywhere anyways.
Well, neither were you.
Right. So basically, I was just going to, hang out there, drink, crash on the couch, get up the next morning, get in my car, and drive off. So there was no problem blocking him in his driveway because I was leaving before he was leaving. Well, unfortunately, actually, it was not unfortunate for me because I didn't fucking care. But unfortunately, for the lady across the street, I guess she uses the open space in front of my friend's driveway to angle her car to properly get into her driveway.
Yeah.
So I made it a little harder for her to park in her driveway. So she gets out there, she starts honking her horn. And I look out the window, I'm like, what the hell? And he's like, oh, that's my neighbor across the street. She's often cranky. She'll run after cars if they're driving too fast. So at some point, she gave up honking at us, and she maneuvers herself into her driveway. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. She had to go back and forth a few times. Big fucking deal. I wasn't blocking her driveway. I was blocking my friend's driveway, which was perfectly fine because I was at my friend's house and he didn't care. Anyways, next morning I go out to drive home. She left a note on the windshield that said, quote, "There is a reason you must not park here."
Oh.
Oh, what is that reason?
That was all the note said.
Wow, you should have walked over. Yeah, I have a question about your note.
The reason is because she has to make a sharper turn into her driveway if she has to have a big space
maybe she
open
was
there.
asking you to come over to visit her, to ask the question.
No, I just crumpled it up into a ball, tossed it on the street, and made my way out of there.
Oh, that's it, littering. You're probably get a fine for that one.
No, she littered on my windshield. It was her litter. It had her handwriting on it. If anyone found it,
yes, but
they
your
would have
fingerprints
traced
weren't
and decided they wanted to trace the litter back to someone. They would have traced it back to her.
I don't know. Your fingerprints were
Yeah,
on
but
there, too.
no, but that wouldn't shall we say convict her because hey, I wrote the note. I didn't throw it on the ground.
The wind could have knocked it off my car onto the ground. You know, they have no proof.
But then that's not littering.
Exactly. Well, she put it out in the windshield where it could easily get blown onto the ground.
Yeah, but that's circumstantial evidence. That's all.
Oh well.
Whatever. Anyway,
they're not gonna chase someone down. They would have to actually witness someone.
Yeah.
For a couple of bucks.
All right. Let's get back to our notes left by crazy ladies like this one we're talking about. Number 4, we have a little printed out note with a picture of a kid on a tricycle on it. Hello, traffic warden. I want to play a game. And it's got a bunch of parking tickets in display. Oh, this is inside the car. This guy has displayed all his parking tickets out in the windshield with the note on there. That's ballsy. Number 5.
It's kind of decoration-y.
Number 5. Someone got a little creative with some peanut butter. Less expensive than having it towed is written in peanut butter on the person's windshield.
There you go.
And
was it creamy or chunky?
Well, I can't read this. It's creamy, but I can't seem to read this note. I'm trying to zoom in because there is a note on here, but the picture is kind of small. We are with okay, whatever. the point is this person smeared a bunch of peanut butter.
So
on
you
the
haven't
person's
focused
windshield.
in your lens yet.
No.
It still looks very fuzzy. Don't you have a way to correct that, dude?
I'm screen
Well, it's
sharing.
Screen sharing, that's the problem.
It's a screen share. It looks like how.
Oh,
That's a
it's screen
lens
share.
problem.
Why does that suck?
I'm not pointing my camera at the screen. Maybe your connection.
That'd be
sucks.
hilarious. You should do that. That'd be awesome. That'd be old school.
Here we go. This is a note taped to a van. No offense, but this van looks hella creepy at night. Can you park it in front of someone else's house from now on? I'd really appreciate it.
Nice.
Thanks. Easily creeped out
Nice.
neighbor.
Right, Dan?
All right, and we got a bunch of parking tickets displayed in someone's windshield with the note, "Spot the valid parking ticket. Just kidding. I accidentally left my wallet at home and am therefore something to purchase a ticket today.
there you go.
Once in 3 whole years, please find it in your heart to forgive me and rip up that $200 fine you've written. Your sincerely grateful student."
Aw, that was nice.
So this is basically a note saying, please don't give me another ticket. But that's I don't get it. All right, here's a note. Somebody saw me hit your car, so I'm writing this note to make it look like I'm leaving you my information. Good luck. Well, that's as classy.
Oh,
That's rude.
Now here's someone that's a little artsy who drew a nice drawing of Grumpy Cat. Grumpy Cat does not like people parking in his spot. Next time, it's Toad. And we got someone who drew Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime disapproves of this horribly executed parking job. Autobots roll out.
nice.
There we go. And we're just loading up another page full of these.
For some reason, your screen share has improved the quality. I did not do nothing.
Yay!
All right.
In fact, I went to quality setting,
Mm-hmm.
and the option is either auto or, well, just auto.
Oh.
You only get auto.
Yeah, it's kind of like the time when I went to a Wendy's and I wasn't sure if they were still only offering chocolate on the Frosties or if they had finally discovered the wondrous flavor called vanilla. And so I asked, what flavor Frosties do you have? And they said, well, we have chocolate and chocolate. And it's like, well, still
You mean
haven't.
normal Frosties.
You still haven't discovered vanilla, have you? Okay, well, but they eventually did. But
I like the standard. I don't like the vanillas as much.
anyways, here's our next note. WWJP. Where would Jesus park? Not on Park Avenue. Use your own lot, you lazy sack.
But that's what it's called,
Wow.
Park Avenue. You're supposed to park there.
I would think so, but I don't know. Dear Mr. Important, I understand you drive a flashy brand new Nissan Altima. Altima.
Yeah.
I understand. Well, all right, start again. We'll fix that in post. Dear Mr. Important, I understand you drive a flashy brand new Nissan Altima and you don't want the paint job to be scuffed and dinged up by the crappy Toyota Avalon parked next to you. But since you perfectly double parked, I had to park 2 blocks away and carry ice cream in this scorching heat. My ice cream melted and you ruined my day. I hope every time you eat ice cream, it melts and you think of me for the rest of your important life. Have a lovely Saturday.
Actually, a Toyota Avalon could be a lot more than an Altima.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I like the Avalons. They're pretty nice.
And we got another note here. Thanks for stealing my spot. I really appreciate it. I am putting a curse I learned online on this vehicle so that you will always find a problem parking anywhere outside your home forever.
Oh.
Wow, that's harsh.
That's kind of like the parking karma double whammy, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here we go. Here's
you know the old
X on you,
Fandango
right?
commercial where the guy's driving around and he has a little Buddha in his window, and it's just perfect parking when he gets to the theater, and the Buddha helps. That's pretty good.
So parking Buddha?
Parking Buddha.
Yeah, parking
So
Buddha.
the
Yeah, I
secret-
use parking karma. In fact, when
Well,
I'm tweeting, and there's some atheist that's going on and on and on and on about, religion sucks and whatever. This is but don't mess with my parking karma.
Oh, there you go.
And it usually gets some laughs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we have another note here. Your truck is parked in a small car stall and is over the line into the next stall, jackass. Santa. Wow. Santa's mad.
Santa's mad.
Wow.
Wait.
This guy.
Was his sled be considered small?
This guy.
Park 8 reindeer.
This guy is not getting any presents this year. He's getting
Well,
cold.
it does crack me up. California has all these compact car spots that are filled with these big motherfucking SUVs, right?
Yeah.
Why are they painting the lines? Wait a minute. Actually, a compact car typically is not narrower.
Mm-mm.
So what is the fucking deal there?
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
My favorite was one day at Safeway. We were walking over there and we see the H1 Humvees, those really big ones, and they park sideways, so they are taking up like 6 spots. I was like, oh, that's not right.
Yeah, that I hate that.
But let's see anybody damage with those H1 Humvees. I mean, come on.
Anyways.
What was actually really funny is on Top Gear, which is one of my favorite shows, they were pointing at, there's a tiny little car in the UK called the G-Whiz, electric car.
Oh, I love that
and
episode!
They drive by, and there were 2 in a spot, and he says, now that's just wrong. You guys are so selfish. 2 cars in one spot. It's hilarious.
He drives it in a freaking elevator to get to a meeting.
That's great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's such a funny show.
That's a great show.
Have you been watching
You can't
it
go
lately?
backwards, though. They had to push him back out.
Well, and he got a newsreader, which, she was hot, so.
There you go.
Woodchop writes in, helps, so would you be happy or pissed if you left work one day to find somebody had super glued real dollar bills all over your car?
That's expensive.
That would be weird.
That'd be weird. The question is, could you retrieve the dollar bills off the car and cash them, or deposit
I had a
them?
friend, and his roommate pissed him off really badly. So, and he was about ready to move. So what happened is he epoxied with 50-ton epoxy his gas tank thing closed. And he had just gone to get gas filled, so he didn't know for like a week and a half that he couldn't get his gas tank open.
Nice.
Wow,
I was like,
that's mean.
dude.
But yes, super gluing dollar bills to a car, you could get that super glue solvent,
right,
and remove the dollar bills, and you're good. Of course,
There
your
you
paint
go.
would probably come off as well.
Well, yeah, that is, it depends on if the car's a piece of shit and you don't care so much about the paint anymore.
That's an expensive one, though. I mean, if you have like a big car.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strange concept, but yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, our next note. The next time you park here and block me in, I will monster truck your car into a pile of scrap. Sincerely, the guy you pissed off.
You just walk outside and your car's flat.
Yeah, that would be great.
In South Africa, they have something that makes a Humvee look like a, look like a clown car.
Mm-hmm.
This thing's called a Marauder.
Oh,
and
yes!
Top Gear, one of the guys went to South Africa to test drive it, and they did some really hilarious things, including drive the thing over 2 parked cars, at the fast food place or wherever. It was hilarious. People are just
Was that the
looking
one
like...
where you went to the drive-thru with it?
Yeah, right. And the guy had to shove the McDonald's or whatever through the little window. The window opening that's for sticking out, the muzzle of your automatic weapon.
Right.
It was hilarious. Yeah.
So our next note has a little stick figure of a guy stick figure wearing a tie, holding a cup of coffee, with the caption, "Yeah, if you could go ahead and park in your own spot, that'd be great."
That'd be great.
A nice helpful thing.
Man, I love Office Space.
Here's a note written for the officer writing the ticket. Sorry, don't ticket me. I have to go poo.
There you go.
Here's a.
I have a feeling that that's not working too good.
Sometimes you got to go.
Yeah.
All right. So here's our next. This one's a printed out note. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you are looking to park further away, I can tell you I don't have more space. But what I do have are a very particular set of skills. Skills I have acquired over a very long life. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you pull up in your space, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you, and I will box you in. And we got a nice note written on paper towels here. Dear sir or madam, you may have noticed that your vehicle seems to have found itself in 2 parking spaces. The truth is, it actually fits in 1. For the benefit of all humanity, please lower your parking space consumption. XOXO, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, little heart.
I was working at this place, and a guy would park. It was in a retail front. A guy would park, away from the stores, but he would take up, he'd park car guide to the lines.
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't want his car scratched.
Right.
So what I was started to do is I parked next to him really close. He would basically have to climb in on his passenger side.
And now this is someone you worked with?
Yeah.
And he knew it was
I
you?
says, hey, I parked next to you. So he knew it was me.
Ballsy.
Just
I like
giving the
it.
guy shit.
Oh, yeah, that's your style.
God.
And how did he react to that?
Oh, he laughed.
Oh, that's good. At least he laughed.
Yeah, I mean, it's the kind of guy you go to lunch with and whatever.
Okay.
But, hey, I didn't want my car scratched either, so I'll park with him.
And so you decided to have your car not scratched by parking right next to another car, dangerously close at the door.
Right. Yes. Well, but if he doesn't want to scratch his car, he's going to be very careful getting into his car, right? I mean, it's just logical.
I guess. Yeah. Oh my God! You actually have logic to this. Woodshop writes in. So these people that leave little drawings with their notes, are they using work time to make the drawing, or is somebody on the corner like selling these for $10 making a killing? Ooh, there's a job idea for Venison.
Yeah.
I will write notes for asshole parkers.
It might work.
It could. We'll have to ask Venison if he gets enough bandwidth to call in, if how he is with drawing little things and notes. Meanwhile, Mars sent us a story about a seriously unlucky Chinese man.
Yes.
Who takes an actual arrow to the knee while doing laundry. Now that sounds painful. That sounds fucking painful.
Yes.
Takes an arrow to the knee while
doing laundry.
Yes. And it wasn't a small arrow.
Well, let's read the story here, and actually let's screen share because there's a picture of the X-ray. So let's find. There we go. If you're one of those people who is plagued by bad luck, then you'll know that disaster can strike anytime, anywhere. One man from Changsha in China's Hunan province learned this the hard way recently when an arrow flew out of nowhere and lodged itself in his knee while he was minding his own business hanging out laundry. Warning, this report contains an image which some readers may find squirm-inducing. 51-year-old Mr. Wang was struck by the arrow. Oh, grow up, Mars. His name is Mr. Wang, okay? While hanging clothes out to dry outside his home. His shocked family immediately took him to hospital where he was treated, but Wang was still clearly in a state of shock when interviewed by local news, who were eager to learn more about the bizarre incident. The offending arrow, which was about 70 to 80 centimeters, 27 to 31 inches long, went 12 centimeters, 4.3 inches deep into Wang's right knee. Oh!
That would hurt.
God.
Where did the arrow come from? It turns out that one of Wang's neighbors is an archery lover and frequently practices his hobby in the communal garden. We don't know why anyone would think it a good idea to unleash arrows in a residential complex, but we're guessing Liang, the guilty archer, will be taking his bow and arrows elsewhere for the time being. Still, it could have been worse, we suppose. So there you go.
Yeah, the laundry machine is not, in the archery range.
No, you're gonna have to shoot arrows somewhere else, not near the laundry room.
He got a bullseye.
That is not a
Or
bullseye.
in China, they call it a Wang's knee.
A Wang's knee. No.
Mars, that one was not funny. I was like, huh? I'm trying to think, how's that funny? That's not funny.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you win some, you lose some.
Sorry, you do not get the win. You get the lose. All right. Well, let's give Mars another chance because he sent us several links this week, and let's check out another one here. New micro-ring resonator creates quantum entanglement on a silicon chip.
I just wanted to hear you read that. That's all.
That's all. That's all you wasted
Well,
your
you can
time
read
with.
it too. It's
there?
kind of interesting.
That's all. So I already closed it. I think that said it all, anyways. Oh, of course, Mars has to cover the news that everyone's been covering. The KFC Double Down dog in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they got that in Singapore. Do they have the Double Down dog in Singapore at KFC?
I haven't seen it. I don't go to KFC, but so I haven't seen it.
No, this is a hot dog.
No, I've seen discussion on Twitter about it. I think it looks disgusting.
Yeah, me too. I don't really.
But I haven't actually tried it, so maybe I should reserve
You
judgment.
know you want
no,
one, Gators.
I don't
You know you want
I don't
one.
feel the need to eat a hot dog and fried chicken at the same time.
But it's Atkins friendly.
No, it's not. That's breaded chicken.
That's
See if you
right.
get it grilled. See if you get grilled
Greasy
chicken.
breaded chicken.
You can ask for it grilled, I bet.
Woodshop writes in, what, no Skyrim references? Sorry. Anyways, but yeah, I don't even need to read this article because everyone knows about this. Everyone's seen this. It's the Double Down dog, the hot dog that comes with fried chicken for a hot dog bun. And I'll go ahead and screen share it in case you haven't already seen the disgusting picture of this.
I know, but I figured, you might want to try this.
Oh, we got it. I would try it. I would try it, but it's disgusting.
I mean, you had a macaroni ball for dinner once. I mean, this isn't as bad as a macaroni ball.
That was good. It was a macaroni and cheeseburger. Macaroni and cheese is good. Cheeseburger is good. Fried macaroni and cheese sounds pretty awesome. Fried macaroni and cheese balls on a burger. I don't see the problem here.
Okay.
Do you see a problem with this, Brian?
It sounds kind of disgusting. Let's face it.
It was really good. I might get it again.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
I would definitely try the chicken parm sandwich again. That was pretty good.
Oh, that was awesome. Actually, I probably the only reason I probably wouldn't get the mac and cheeseburger next time is because I'd probably get the chicken parm sandwich. Because I mean that was awesome chicken parm. It was served on garlic bread, and Brian got disconnected.
You walked outside his Wi-Fi range.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna have to put.
Yeah, I knew everybody had seen this. I know it was all over Facebook and stuff, but I figured, something.
Oh, it's worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Woodchop writes in, the inverse of this also works. You could put a garlic bread stick in a hot dog bun.
Wait. But that's bread infusion. I don't know.
That's a lot of bread. I don't think that's Atkins friendly.
That's not Atkins friendly.
You know,
Enough carbs for a week.
The idea of having meat replace the roll, we could do the inverse, have roll replace the meat. So yeah, garlic breadstick and a hot dog bun. That's
you go.
I like your thinking, Woodshop. We'll have to suggest that.
Wow. Well, there you go.
There you go.
That works.
Yeah, that totally works. Totally works.
Yeah.
Polar bears talk to each other using smelly feet.
See, this was educational. I thought you might like this.
All right, well, we could have a little educational moment here.
Yeah.
Brian, did you walk outside of your Wi-Fi range again?
Yeah, you know what's really strange?
What?
Okay, so actually, I think of last week, I switched from my iPhone 4S to my 6 Plus.
Okay.
You know, with Skype.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
The 6 Plus can kick up to my faster Wi-Fi connection, so it should be better.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, am I better than I have been?
Oh yeah, you're a lot better than you usually are.
Yeah, you have been.
Anyway, so apparently, though, there are dead spots on that Wi-Fi signal because I walk out of the range easier.
Oh.
Well, you know, everything's got its pros and cons.
You know, so yeah, it's kind of annoying.
Hey,
I don't know why that would be.
I got an idea. We should kick it up a little bit here instead of going to the next story right away. So, Brian, did they get the Super Bowl in Singapore?
Well, the bundles of our cable, you have a bundle for news, you have a bundle for various entertainment, a bundle for sports, a bundle for educational stuff. So you can pick the bundles that you want. You know, each bundle has a price on it, and I don't subscribe to a sports bundle.
I see.
So if they do, I don't get it because I don't have the bundle.
Oh, do you have an option to stream it online somehow?
Oh, probably.
Hey, you gonna do that?
I'm going to ask a dumb question. When is the Super Bowl?
I think it's this coming up weekend.
Oh, okay.
Actually, yeah, it is. So.
And then the next dumb question is, who's playing, or do I care?
I don't care, but I know Kristen cares. Seahawks.
Seahawks against?
The other team.
Yeah. Hey, look everybody.
Wait a minute. It's the Patriots, right? Seahawks and Patriots.
Yes.
Okay. See, nobody cares. Everybody
no, it's the Seahawks and the Patriots.
Well, the boss man cares. Yeah.
Because it's the Seahawks.
Right, and my wife cares.
Kristen cares because it's the Patriots, right?
No, because it's the Seahawks.
Oh, she likes why does she like the Seahawks?
Because she lived in the area.
Oh, that's right. She's lived there too.
Yeah, she went to high school in the area, so she's got quite a fondness for Washington.
Yeah.
And if she could pick anywhere to live, no other factors, she'd live somewhere in that area. And
the place where the suicide rate is the highest.
Yeah, why not? But, anyways, I'm a little torn about the Patriots because if the Patriots aren't playing the Giants, I don't have a reason to dislike them. But
you're not allowed to say bad things about the Seahawks, right?
No, and I'm not going to.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. I remember when the Patriots were in the Super Bowl in what was the year of Nipplegate?
What was
I
that?
don't remember.
2004 was that, or was that 2000?
I don't know.
That was the year I moved to Maine. I moved to Maine shortly after Nipplegate. Yeah, 2004. So yeah, 2004 Nipplegate happened, which we didn't even. I was watching the game, but I didn't even. None of us noticed it because we weren't even really paying attention to the to the halftime show, and so we like read about it the next day. I was like, "What? I could have saw her boob." You know, and immediately went online, found the still shots. There we go, problem solved. But I remember that year I was excited.
I forgot who was the star of Nipplegate.
Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson.
And Justin.
Yeah. Okay, I forgot.
Well,
see, that's how old I am.
The thing that sucks.
Miss Jackson, if you're nasty.
What really sucked about that whole thing. Well, it sucked that everyone made a reaction about it, but Janet Jackson took a lot of heat for that, and there was no mistake about it. It was totally intentional. I mean, Justin Timberlake clearly made a deliberate, definite move that broke out the boob, and the boob was dressed to be displayed. I mean, do you normally put sparkly star things on your nipples if you're not going to whip them out? I'm not saying you can't do that, but I'm saying that boob looked like it was prepped for display. That's all I'm saying. So, as I see it, they were both willing parties. Janet Jackson took a lot of heat for that. Justin Timberlake did not. I think that was pretty shitty and unfair because they were both equally willing participants.
What, did he show his nipple or his
No,
balls?
he's the one that whipped her nipple out. He's the one that made the motion that whipped it out. You've not seen the video of this, have you?
It's been a long time.
Okay. Watch the video.
I had forgotten that he was even involved.
Well, it was his song they were singing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember.
Damn it, Brian, you need to keep up with pop culture here. I mean, it was...
Well, yeah, that's true, but it's old pop culture. Nobody cares anymore.
It's within our lifetime pop culture. It's
yeah.
It was the early 2000s. It wasn't even the 90s. It was the early 2000s, and Justin Timberlake was singing "Rock Your Body," and it was right on the line. We're gonna have you naked at the end of the song. That he whips her tit out, which is dressed up with a star on it. It was no malfunction. It was completely intentional. It's a joke that they even tried to claim.
It was so fast.
That too. It wasn't even a big deal, but it was funny that they tried to pretend
that's nice.
that it was an
Nice,
accident. But anyways.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a big deal over nothing.
It was. All right, but the point is that was a time in my life when I was really excited about moving to Maine, and I was so excited that I rooted for the Patriots that Super Bowl since they were New England and I was moving to Maine. And they won, and I was excited about that. And then when I was living in Maine, I saw the Patriots play the Giants and saw the Giants beat them and was excited for that and changed my wallpaper on my computer at work to a Giants-themed wallpaper, which got a lot
of... They probably beat you down, didn't they?
I got a lot of boos from my coworker. Because they beat the fucking... To quote Forge, they beat the fucking Patriots. That was great. But yeah, so I've rooted for the Patriots. I've rooted against the Patriots. I'm rooting for the commercials this year. That's who I've been rooting for the past few years.
I'm very unhappy that the Patriots beat the Colts, though. I wanted the Colts to be in it, but
I didn't really care.
Yeah, but they
hey,
beat us 45-7.
Maybe since
that's horrible.
Maybe since right now I'm trying to move to Maine again, and I'm excited about moving to Maine. Maybe for old time's sake, I should root for the Patriots again. I probably won't be allowed to watch the game in my own home if I do that.
Will you not be at home and watching this in a sports bar rooting for the Patriots?
Mars, all right if I watch the game at your place?
I may not be home.
Well, perfect. I'll watch it at your place.
Your wife's gonna beat you down.
Or you can go to Sizzlers.
Wait. Someone's talking. What?
Or you can go to Sizzlers.
Oh, wait. If I do that, I don't get any wings. Because we're having wings. All right. I'll have to root.
I see.
Okay.
I'll root for the commercials like I do every year.
You know what? I'm gonna say the Seahawks probably are gonna win, but I usually root for the commercials.
Well, I don't know. I think it's all in the balls, right?
Well, they better not use deflated balls this time. That's all I'm saying.
I think we're going to get out there. We're going to see a flat ball just kind of fly across and then take a nosedive right to the field. That's my prediction for the kickoff is, flat ball. Yeah, yeah. It goes a few inches.
Are you excited about the halftime show this year, Gators?
Who's doing the halftime show?
I think it's Katy Perry.
Who?
Katy Perry.
Yeah, I'm totally excited.
Yeah. I wanted Weird Al to be there this year, but they voted him out.
Well, I remember 2005. It was Paul McCartney, because I remember.
That wasn't bad.
And I remember that was the year after Nipplegate, because everyone was making the comment, I don't think Paul McCartney is going to have any wardrobe malfunctions, or let's hope Paul McCartney doesn't have any wardrobe malfunctions. And the thing that pissed me off about Paul McCartney's halftime show was they promoted the hell out of his. There were commercials for like at least a month before that, and all the commercials.
I know, I remember.
All the commercials for Paul McCartney's halftime show used "Maybe I'm Amazed" as the background music. So I had that song so stuck in my head by the time that halftime
So were you just getting some
this,
shit
right?
Well, I'm going to finish the story. So I was had that song so stuck in my head by the time the halftime show came off. He came out on stage. I'm like, okay, let's hear "Maybe I'm Amazed." He did not sing "Maybe I'm Amazed" in his halftime show after we were bombarded with that song for months or for weeks anyways.
I remember that. That was hilarious.
Yeah, that pissed me off. Anyways, you were saying, Brian?
So I saw on the YouTube stream that the missus came out and was giving a look in your direction.
Oh, yeah. Well, she was no. That was the conversation. She said if I did that, like if I went to Mars's place to watch the game, I wouldn't get any wings because we're having wings with the Super Bowl. So
yeah, I would stay there.
But she also said I could root for whoever I wanted, and I said I'm going to root for the commercials like I normally do.
Yeah. I wonder, does your wife have a cattle prod?
No.
What do you think about little electrical shock skaters?
She does not have a cattle prod, but she has a sewing machine.
What do you think about little electrical shocks?
No. But she has a flat
sewing machine.
Yeah, I bought her a sewing machine.
Wow.
That's her new toy. What?
Wow.
How do you use a sewing machine as a cattle prod?
I didn't even realize you were using it. Oh, okay. No. What happened? Now I got to explain. Mars was asking if you have a cattle prod because they were talking about because Brian saw you give me a look and he was asking what that was all about and I was explaining the wings and so then Mars asked us do you have a cattle prod? I said no, but she has a sewing machine which has nothing to do with it. But that's me. I'm random. That's how I roll. So no, I wasn't explaining the noise that everyone heard because no, I didn't realize you were using it.
I didn't even hear the noise.
No one hears your sewing machine.
No. I'll bet you it's fancy though. Is it a Singer? Because those are nice sewing machines.
It is a Singer.
Nice.
Woodshop.
Good purchase, Gators. Good job.
Thanks. Woodshop writes in, the kickoff will involve a British football.
Oh, it's round. It's a soccer ball.
So British balls are rounder than American balls.
Yes, remember, Americans' balls look more gonady.
Whereas the British have round balls.
Yes.
All
yes,
right.
They're more aerodynamic.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why football is even called a ball because it's not even round.
Well, it's still a ball. It's just a different shape ball.
Oh, okay. Why don't we have a square ball? We should do that.
Well, that'd be a cube.
That wouldn't roll very good.
No, but I do remember for a while they had square marbles.
Those are stupid.
And they didn't roll very good.
No, but they came with a square marbles. You get a stack of square marbles, and they came with the spring-loaded device that you would use to kind of boom shoot the one marble out to hit the other square marbles. And it was it was a gimmick, totally a gimmick. Me and my brother had them.
Did you just stack them up? I mean, it's easier to stack them at least.
You could stack them. That is true. You could stack them.
I guess there's an advantage there.
And they're they're just as painful to step on, but at least they won't roll and make you fall.
You know what's even worse to step on, Gators? Jacks.
That would be.
Those
pretty
are bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't step on those.
Yeah,
They hurt.
Jack especially doesn't
And they
like
don't
that.
roll.
Yeah.
Jack's new kind of roll, actually.
Woodshop
Yeah.
writes in, so she is going to sew Gator's asshole shut permanently, putting an end to his games of craps. No.
Nice.
No. No. No.
That just means Gator's going to be queefing a lot more.
I did not buy her a sewing machine for those purposes. She will not use it for that.
Well, I was thinking the sewing machine would be used the same way as a cattle prod. That's where
No.
I was going. You going to shove it up your ass?
No, I was going for just a random statement of she doesn't have that, but she
I
does
still say
have,
a little electrical shocks.
Yeah.
Oh, well. That didn't
Anyways.
work. Yep.
Anyways, I was thinking of something and I've lost my train of thought at this point. So I don't. Oh, that's right. I was gonna open up my my Moog. I'm gonna play with some Moog right now.
Oh, is that the Google Moog that you still have up?
No, I gotta move some plugs around though because I juggled some plugs this morning. So Brian, tell us more. Tell us more about the cattle prod.
I think that subject was used up.
No, cattle prods are awesome. I know how to make them too. They're pretty easy. You just take a disposable camera, and you hook the capacitor where it creates a charge. You know, when you turn on a flash, you hear the zzz. You basically hook some electrodes to it, and when you hit a button, it zaps really hard. It's like 10,000 volts or something. It's pretty cool. They're not hard to make.
And then you shove it up your ass?
No. If someone's not paying attention in class, you know, I just.
Like a taser.
I can't. Yeah, basically that's what it is. It's a taser with the long handle.
Yeah.
You basically tase cows so they go in the right direction. But it doesn't really hurt them. So they got thick leathery
Or students. Yeah. Or students.
Yeah, well, I can't really do that. That is against the California Code of Studentness, I guess. I've been very tempted, though. I bet you I could probably sell them to instructors on campuses and make a lot of money.
There you go.
Yeah, probably just having it on the on the teacher's desk would remind students that they better straighten
Well,
out.
either that or I can wire up their chairs to give them a small electrical shock if they fall asleep.
Okay.
Ooh,
There
what
we
was
go.
that? What was that?
That was me testing something, and I can't figure out why I can't get this to work because I want to kind of show off that like, ooh, I set up this cool thing, but it's not working now, and I don't know.
Oh no, Gators!
You know,
Push all the buttons. Push it all.
Let's see. Maybe if I do this. Oh, okay. There we go. Isn't this cool? I got a modular Moog on my computer.
Oh, nice. Did you see they're selling new Moog components?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been thinking, I've got these scores of music in my closet. I got this MIDI keyboard in my other closet, and I've got installers on the internet that I used to have long ago. And it's time to pull these things out again. And I'm gonna try to make digital Moog versions of concert band music. Because why not?
And then use them as
marching
theme
band
song
stuff?
music.
Yeah, well, I guess I could do that. But like I wanted to. I'm gonna see. My goal is to make a Moog version of like this,
Really?
I think that'd be pretty cool, don't you?
Yeah.
This is a cool piece. And I think it'd be cool to make a Moog arrangement for it. So the thing is, I actually bought, when you go to buy a score, it comes with the score and the individual parts. So if I ever wanted to put together a concert band to play this, I have all the music I need. Jeez.
You could be the next Frank Zappa.
Yeah, no. There's only one Frank Zappa, and he's dead. But, no, this is Geometric.
And there's only one Dweezil.
Yeah. There's only one Dweezil, period. This is Geometrics number 4 by Martin Mailman. He's also dead.
Oh.
But, yeah. I thought it was a kind of cool piece. It's very different. You know? Yeah, I can't help but wonder if that's what his doorbell sounds like. Maybe, you know, someone rang the bell and he's like,
Should I be checking the sleepometer?
Yeah. Oh, shut up, Brian. Woodshop writes in, you need to make some kind of plug-in or something to your audio setup so when one or more co-hosts get annoying, you could route their audio stream through the book. Make them sound like the Peanuts teacher.
Excellent idea.
Yeah, so that way it would be like, you know, it would be, oh, wait, let me, you know, so that way, you know, Brian gets annoying, I just flip a switch and all of a sudden it's like, oh, you don't say, Brian. That's really interesting, Brian. Yeah, they are all sleeping. I don't give a shit.
What? I'm not sleeping. I'm listening to your Moogs and your bands and your Moogie bands and...
That would be cool.
Yeah.
The cattle prod makes him go Moog.
Yeah, the cattle prod goes Moog. There we go. And let's see. Oh, let's see what we got. There's some presets here, but it basically has a display that looks like a patch panel that you draw virtual cables on. But there are some presets that you can select. Like, let's see. This is supposed to be a cool bell. Oh, that's cool. Oh, this one lets me hit more than one note at a time. Cool. All right, let's see. So, you know, because I need to find a good,
Here.
I need to find a good, like, chime sound effect for the, you know, for that. But that's a little too clangy for that. I probably could use that for something, though. Let's check out what the crack bell sounds like.
Oh. You shouldn't crack your bells.
Yeah, that could work. That could work. Let's see. Oh, here's the fairy bell. That's kind of cool. Not quite what I'm looking for.
Wow. I don't like that one very much. It's too...
I think I'd rather have a theremin.
I don't know about that one. Let's see. Here's a typical Moog.
Moog. Good. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, I'm trying to play stuff I don't know how to play.
It's okay. It's good for you.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a Moog. And then this is the clock bell.
Ooh, I like the clock bell one. That's a good one.
Yeah, that could
Oh,
work.
that's got a good ring to it, yeah.
Yeah.
Ba-da-bum-bum. Dun-da-da-dun. Dun. Yeah, that could work. Although that part's supposed to be in octaves. Let's see if what it sounds like when I hit it in octaves. Whoops. That's what it sounds like when my finger slips. No, that doesn't work very good in octaves. Or
Vibrate's good.
Yeah, that could work. That could work.
Yeah.
Remember, this is a show about comedy.
What? Is it?
I think
He was turning it into a music show.
Let's see. Let's.
Well, yeah, that's on Saturday nights. But yeah, Gators, if you look at the last link I sent you, this is actually pretty new. I saw this and I was like, oh, look, Gators should get one of these.
Oh. Ooh, now that's a cool sound.
Yeah. YouTube's gonna block you for something, I'm sure.
So many possibilities, so many sounds I could use, and these are just presets. You sent me something you want me to look at?
Yeah, I just sent it right now.
Okay.
The last one.
Moog's gigantic modular synthesizers are getting a new lease on life. Moog's, actually it's Moog. Moog's newly announced modular synthesizers aren't really new at all. They're recreated versions of giant hardware the company originally released in 1973. I'm adding my old soundtrack to this.
They're nice.
This is big news, like literally, the synths are huge. These days, you probably recognize Moog more for its relatively compact all-in-one synths like the Mini Moog Voyager and Fatty Lines.
Mm-hmm.
Is this helping make this more interesting, or is this just annoying?
Yeah, it needs more
So how
belly
big
parts
is
though.
it?
Needs
How-
some belly
how big
parts
is
to
it?
it.
Pretty fucking big.
Yeah.
Bigger than a bread box?
Yeah, bigger than a bread box. More like a bread truck. Well, not quite
Yeah.
that big.
Bread truck. Nice.
Bread truck. I like that. The symbolism.
Big. She's big like a bread truck. That came from that was from a phone scam where the guy was talking with a fake accent, trying to order a cake for his wife Miradilia's birthday, and he wanted not something much of a sweet because she's big like a bread truck, and
yes,
and then at some point he wants the guy to put a piece of cake, and they just put a flower on that piece so I know not to eat that one, and
yes.
yes. And that's about the time the guy hung up on him. But yeah, he used the line, she's big like a bread truck, and I've always held on to that line. But yeah, so they're making new, old modular Moogs.
Yeah.
But I like the digital ones.
New Moog? Ooh. Wow.
Wow, that's a cool sound. Let's see what else we got here.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's some cool. Do some cool things with this. What happens if I hit a chord?
Yes, you should make something with the Gators.
I wonder what happens if I play a chord of chords.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Now I know you can. I know there's probably like a Moog synth you can run through Reaper through the soft synth. If you hook up a MIDI keyboard too, but
Let's
I
see.
don't know anything
Oh,
else.
we got to play with sequences. So let's take a look at some of the sequences here, because you can do sequences with the Moog, where you have it do like 8 different things when you.
Oh. Wow, that's really good playing, Gators.
Yeah, I'm really working the keys here.
Gators is kicking butt.
I'm holding down a key.
Oh. Well, you just took the magic out of the Gators. So what are you gonna play? What song are you gonna play? Like I don't know.
Let's see. I'd have to. You want me to play something? Well, let's.
You could play. You could do a Moog version of the Final Countdown. How's that? And then you could add Vamp on top of it, singing it. Yes, with Moog Final Countdown.
I don't know how to play the Final Countdown. What do you think I am, Damon? I need to get a sound that lets me do that's polytonal. Let's see.
Oh my goodness. I did not know you knew that song.
Yeah, you get the idea.
Yeah.
I haven't played that. Yeah. I know that.
It's okay. I watched Scrooge the other day. They sang that in it.
I know that one. That's what I know how to play.
Oh, there you go. That's what gets you all the women gators right there.
That totally gets all the women right there. I can
right
play
there.
I remember.
David should learn how to play that song better.
Well, the thing is that's the only thing my dad knew how to play on the piano, and so when I started taking piano lessons, I wanted to learn how to play that on the piano, and so I learned how to play that on the piano, and I learned how to play it better than my dad plays it on the piano. So
that means he punched you in the shoulder every time you did it better than him, right?
No. Anyways. So I know how to play that, but in college there were certain requirements that one must. There were certain requirements, performance requirements, prerequisites. In order to be a music major, you had to pass certain proficiencies, and you had to pass a voice. You had to pass a voice proficiency to prove that you can sing. And I proved that.
I can't do that. I would fail. Never mind.
And so I for my voice proficiency, I sang, some folks like to die, some folks do, some folks do, some folks like to die because I sing this song. Please hand me a gun right now. And anyways, I don't know. I forget.
Wait. They let you in with that?
Yeah. That was enough.
Wow. They just look the other way and say, just go.
Yeah.
Go.
Well,
Don't sing anymore, please.
The funny thing is that only certain songs were approved for this. And Gothard won in with Yesterday, because our book of songs had Yesterday in it. And Gothard goes and goes, like, what song are you going to sing for us? And he's like, I'm going to sing Yesterday. And one of the teachers is like, Yesterday, but that's not on the list of approved songs. And Gothard said, well, I could always sing Some Folks. And that's when they immediately said, no. Yesterday will be fine. Yesterday. And so he sang Yesterday, and they passed him, and they loved it because it wasn't Some Folks, because just about everyone picked Some Folks. So, yeah, that was easy enough. And then there were certain piano proficiencies you had to pass. You had to do Frock and Paul exercises, and Frock and Paul was absolutely hated in our school. But he actually composed a really good piece that I liked for the horn and piano. But you also had to be able to play a prepared piece for piano. And there were these.
How about Mary Had a Little Lamb with One Finger? Would that work?
That would not work. So so Dr. Mormon Stallman is going through all. You could use this piece for your proficiency, or you could use that piece for your proficiency, or whatever. And I hated all these pieces that were in our books. And I'm reading through what the piece has to have to meet the requirements for the proficiency. And this is the same person that hung up on us before.
Oh, who is it?
I don't
Hello.
know.
Oh, did you hang up on him?
I did, because I'm not dealing with. I'm in the middle of a story. I don't have time for someone that's not going to talk. So, anyways, I'm looking at what requirements are for a prepared song, and I'm like, well, clearly the spinning song is of a good enough level to pass this proficiency. Sure, I learned this when I was in the 3rd grade. Sure, I've known this for years, and sure, it's an easy piece. But surely this meets the requirements, so I'll just play this and be done with it. And the teacher should be thrilled that I know how to play something that will pass the proficiency, and she won't have me in her class for another year. So I go to class, and she's like, well, what would you like to do for your proficiency? And I said, well, would this be good? And she's like, well, yeah, that'll work. So. And I was rehearsing this, so I'm playing this any chance I get to, get it up to rehearsal again, since I hadn't really played it, really played it in years. I just plinked it every now and then. And so
I just hit the demo mode on the keyboard and walked away and pretended like I was playing.
So I go into my proficiency, I do the sight reading portion, I do the Frock and Paul portion, and then they go, okay, it's time to do your prepared piece. And I go dun 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 dun. Okay, that's enough. We know you know how to play that. Okay, passed. All I had to do was play.
Oh, they all heard you. They're like, oh God.
Not this again. We don't want to hear We'd rather hear you sing Some Folks right now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that was my piano proficiency.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go Gators.
Yeah, go Gators. And so I didn't have to, and it was good because they were gonna. Anyone that didn't pass the proficiency by the end of sophomore year would have had Mr. Seamers for their piano class the next year because you had to take a piano class every semester until you pass your piano proficiency, and Gothard struggled with the piano proficiency because his dyslexia made sight reading particularly challenging, so he kept on getting stuck in Mr. Seamer's class. And Mr. Seamer's was of the short variety. He would qualify as
the short variety Gators.
Well, I was trying to find a nice way to put it.
Vertically challenged.
Vertically challenged.
Yes.
Officially declared vertically challenged. And at some point, Gothard was debating using Hi Ho, It's Off to Work We Go for his prepared piece. That is how much he liked Mr. Seamers.
What about We Represent the Lollipop Guild?
I didn't think of that. That would have, but the thing is, he was one of those teachers that was really.
How about Oompa Loompa?
That would have worked too. He was one of those teachers that people who were gifted at piano absolutely loved him because he was very nice to those people. People who really struggled with the piano absolutely hated him because he was a dick to those people. And Gothard struggled with piano. And Gothard actually tried.
Well, he was just a little dick, so it was okay.
He tried. He practiced every week. He made efforts. He was practicing. He wasn't skipping out of the practicing. And every week he'd show up and try his best. And Mr. Seamers just look at him and go, what are you wasting my time for? You didn't even practice this week. And it's like, I practiced. I suck at this. Come So he hated him.
Oh, Gothard.
Yeah, so that was why he was at the point where he was ready to break out a round of hi ho, it's off to work we go for a prepared piano piece. But he didn't do that.
Yeah,
which was probably a smart move.
Yeah. He probably would have got his kneecaps kicked.
You know, it's funny. There are teachers that can be so different depending on different factors. Because like there was this one guy.
Yeah.
There's this one teacher that taught form and analysis, which was a class that was all about analyzing musical structure. And taking a look at a score and how you break this down, or listening to a piece of music and describing what the different parts are. It's kind of like, you ever diagram a sentence in English class? There's nothing like diagramming a sentence to take any chance of English being any fun out of it. Music form and analysis is kind of like that. It takes music and takes anything that's fun about it out of it. But
I kind of like doing the sentence structure. I thought it was kind of fun.
Well, okay, maybe you'd like form and analysis then. But this guy had a reputation of being the type of teacher that made people break down and cry in class. And so we were all dreading this. And so the year we had him and we had this class, he was such a mellow, laid-back, nice guy. No one cried in class. I didn't do particularly good at the class, but I did well enough to get by, and I didn't have a problem with him. But
That's because he was on his medication.
Well, I think he self-medicated with the booze, was the rumor. So we figured that we caught him after a nice bottle of wine for our class, and maybe it was the classes at the end of the day that were having the breakdown and cry type of episodes. But our class in the morning, he was great. No problem.
This one, you just accidentally hide a bottle of whiskey in the desk drawer.
Well, apparently the word was he had 3 loves in life: music, the booze, and horses. So clearly he was enjoying at least 2 of those things during our class.
Oh.
And there wasn't a horse anywhere in the classroom. I don't know. All I know is
I see.
All I know is it was an enjoyable class, even though I wasn't that particularly good at it, because he was a nice enough guy, and even though I
So he liked Chirpy then?
No, not like that.
But there was music in it.
You have a point there.
See?
There is that. Have we lost Brian?
There is a substance involved in it.
Brian, have we lost you?
Well, no, I was kind of listening, but also I just was doing some retweets, and Venison, okay, one of the things I retweeted was a NASA tribute to, the Apollo 1 fire guys,
right?
The Challenger guys, the Columbia guys.
Oh, yeah, Challenger today. 29 years, isn't it?
What?
29 years ago today, it was the Challenger, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I retweeted that, and Venison comes and says, seriously, how many gave their lives so we could take a cruise ships on a vacation tour of the North Pole? Like, Venison, dude, that was fucking mean. And so, so I called him a killjoy, but also I had retweeted something that Donald Trump had tweeted about running for president, and then I was giving Venison shit, and you let slip that retweet?
Yeah, I don't know how he missed that.
Okay, so he just tweeted me again. Oh, he's defending himself. Not at all. It's called Tech Progress. There's tourist groups going to Everest 20 at the time now. So the great technological achievements that we make have to do with tourism? Really, Venison?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Anyways, Emily writes in, it's funny. One of the teachers at our old school had a horrible reputation as a very nasty, yelling, cranky teacher. But if you were actually in his class, he was awesome, very kind and friendly. Some teachers are like that. Well, yeah, that's kind of like, there was a librarian at my high school, Sister Cecilia. She had a reputation for being an old cranky nun that you didn't want to, cross her. And that was actually true. You didn't want to cross her. She wasn't going to. But the thing is the library is, a serious place. And the funny thing is, even among the teachers, she had a reputation. So, because I remember one time in English class, her teacher's like, I know, but just be quiet and behave yourself, and she'll leave you alone. Because we were having class in the library that day. And if you were dicking around in the library doing shit you weren't supposed to do, she was going to tell you. That's all there was to it. But
was she going to hit you with a book?
Maybe, no.
Oh.
But the thing is that...
I'm sure she thought about it.
When I was in high school, if you wanted... At lunch, if you wanted to, you could skip out of the cafeteria and go to the library. But there was a sign-out sheet in the cafeteria and a sign-in sheet in the library. So you had to sign the sign-out sheet in the cafeteria, sign the sign-in sheet in the library, and they compared the lists at the end of the period to make sure that people weren't ducking out of the cafeteria and going somewhere else. And I often did this because I didn't have very many friends. I often did this like the first 2 or 3 years of high school. Like, I didn't have many friends or get along with many people in the cafeteria. So I would generally sign out of the cafeteria, sign in the library, find like they had a rack of magazines. There was like, Stereo Review, things like that. I'd pick it up and spend my lunch break quietly reading a magazine in the library. And that was enjoyable. And Sister Cecilia had a way of, if she saw the same person in the library every day, she might start asking that person to run errands or things like that. Hey, Jonathan, could you go run this down to so-and-so's classroom? And so we really, kind of bonded a little bit because I was always hanging out in the library. And she was really the nicest person you ever know, as long as you didn't dick around the library. The problem is that the majority of people dicked around the library and felt her wrath. So... yeah, it's amazing. If you're nice and respectful towards someone, chances are they're going to be a nice person to you. This isn't rocket science.
Yeah.
And then I remember, the thing is I told my brother, look, Sister Cecilia at the library, just behave, do what you're supposed to do, Hey, you share the same last name with me, you're in. Don't fuck it up. She'll like you. I remember a few years later, I don't know what you're talking about. She's mean. Damn it, Greg. Don't tell her you're related to me. There you go.
So I was asking Venison on Twitter whether he was listening to the show or not, and he says no, his bandwidth sucks, and he can't even.
No, not Venison.
He can't even listen in.
Well, no. To be fair, let's be technically correct. Venison's bandwidth is non-existent. Venison's neighbor's bandwidth sucks.
I stand corrected. Yes.
There we go. There we go. As long as we got that straight.
And now I have to correct myself because he says not enough bandwidth. He doesn't say it's his bandwidth. That was my line.
Ah, there we go. He doesn't say.
So he was open up to whose bandwidth that he was using.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. He didn't specify whose bandwidth. So there is that. All right. Oh, let's see. You know what?
But that's fun. And I did said, we're going to talk about your tweets.
Nice. Which means he's going to try to tune in and hear every other word of us talking about his tweet. All right. Let's check out another one of Neo's links because Neo sent us some links. Neo sent us a link. Every state described by a single sarcastic line from a bitter resident.
Oh, there you go.
Alabama. We may be 49th in everything, but thank God for Mississippi. Alaska. No, you can't see Russia from here. Arizona. Our main exports are heat stroke.
Oh, okay. Hang on a second. I'm sorry. I missed that. I got a tweet from Venison saying, kind of figured, talk about that we're talking about his tweets, but when the host clears things up, look out.
Okay.
Okay, and you were talking about seeing Russia from there.
Yeah.
There was a picture on Twitter of these big funky ear trumpets or something or other with a guy's head in between these two things. I mean, they're massive. And I tweeted to the guy, hey, I can hear Russia from... Never mind.
Nice.
There you go.
The guy is typically kind of conservative, so that's why I said, never mind.
Never
cut
mind.
it off.
Let's see. Arizona?
I don't want to insult anybody. I just want to make a joke.
Wait, what's Arizona?
Our main exports are heat stroke and rabid xenophobia.
Oh.
Arkansas, literacy ain't everything.
Yep.
True.
California, whatever makes your state special, we have one almost as good, if not better.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. Colorado, laughing at your altitude sickness since 1876.
It's very true.
Connecticut, we're kind of close to the places you really want to be, like Boston and New York City.
Oh.
Delaware, the first state, and that's about it. Florida.
We're in Delaware.
Florida, a wonderful place to enjoy some pain pills and die of old age, and vice versa.
Oh.
Wow, that's wicked.
Georgia, without Atlanta, we're Alabama.
Yep.
Hawaii, Hakatiki mu shami liki toru. Death to mainland scum, but leave your money.
Oh. Yeah, don't buy pepper. That's expensive there.
Yeah. Idaho, more than just potatoes. Okay, maybe not. But the potatoes are real good.
Well, they have potato chips and computer chips.
Yeah. Illinois, where a politician's term in office and prison sentence are roughly the same.
Oh, well, there you go.
Indiana, Dan Quayle's favorite country.
Oh, thanks.
Iowa, the armpit of the Midwest's armpit.
Oh.
Kansas, come for the corn, stay for the tornadoes.
There you go.
Kentucky, 5 million people, 15 last names.
That is true.
Louisiana, we're also thankful for Mississippi. Maine, Stephen King really likes it here.
Well, you got off easy.
Maryland, if you can dream it, we can tax it, hun.
There you
go. Massachusetts, we hope you enjoy both of our seasons, winter and construction. Michigan, where lake effects snow will bury you alive 50 feet from your front door.
Yes.
Minnesota, 10,000 lakes and 10 billion mosquitoes. Mississippi, we make slightly less shitty states look good.
Wow, this person must have been from Mississippi.
Yeah, I think so. Missouri, we love company. Montana, birthplace of the letter bomb.
Really?
Really?
Wow.
Nebraska, where the majority of the population has been intimate with a corn cob.
Oh.
Nevada. Nevada, helping degenerates part with their money since 1864.
Yay! Ooh, someone's calling. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
It's not letting me answer it to the group. I'm going to have to put you on hold temporarily. Hello there, caller.
Hello?
Hello, caller.
Hello?
Goodbye, caller.
Your microphone didn't work.
All right, we got Brian back.
Brian, are you back?
I'm back.
All right, I'm going to have to change New
So I
Hampshire.
take it you couldn't get that guy.
It was another no talk.
Oh, they should talk.
I wonder if that
Good
was
for them.
Venison.
No, Venison doesn't have a phone. It wasn't a Skype call.
My error. So it was a robocall.
Could have been.
Oh, so by the way, the last East Coast snowstorm, the utility, the utility company said, well, so you don't have a power outage, we're going to have to increase the rates. Okay.
Oh.
So they increased the rates. So for this snowstorm, people were getting robocalls saying, hey, watch out, this big storm, you might have some power outage. It's like, so what was that extra dollar for? So they could install a robocall machine to say that you're going to be out? Am I still with you guys? I hear nothing.
Hello? Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, so...
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know, Brian, these are, yeah. So, I'm sorry, I was doing something.
Is Jonathan still there? Because I don't hear Jonathan.
He's there. He'll be right back. Yeah, so...
Well, because I got the YouTube stream going, and I see him talking, but I don't hear him talking.
Yeah, he is not talking to us at the moment. There's something going on.
Are we off the air?
No, we're on the air.
We're on the air.
Because otherwise I wouldn't be talking to you, would I?
Well, I don't know.
I
I'm trying to
would.
figure out what's going on here.
So,
what do you mean?
Oh, and Jonathan just walked out of the room. So you and me are hosting this show.
Well, I figured since you were going to railroad my story, I may as well go get coffee.
Yeah.
Well, I actually kind of got bumped off, and I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on.
Oh.
No, we're talking.
Okay.
Oh, perfect timing.
Okay.
All right. So, anyways, New Hampshire, a great place to stop for gas on your way to Canada.
Oh my God.
Actually, I got my own for New Hampshire.
Really?
I got my own for New Hampshire. A great place to stop for booze on your way to Maine or Jersey.
Does Maine not have nighttime booze?
No, what it is New Hampshire doesn't have sales tax, and they have these big red liquor stores. so you can buy big bottles of booze for cheap prices, tax-free.
And those are New Hampshire's the government-owned ones, right?
Right. So you can buy
Wait,
cheap...
why does the government give you free booze, cheap booze?
Because they love you.
Either that or they don't want to have to deal with you.
Because a drunk voter is a happy voter?
Well, a drunk drone driver is a happy drone driver.
Right, right. So, every time...
No, isn't it, New Hampshire that's live free or die?
Yeah.
And they are the communist booze state.
You are free to buy all the booze you want.
There you go.
At dirt cheap prices. So yeah, every time I drove from Maine to Jersey.
Oh, is Dune listening to us?
Probably.
I would
he's
love
Kansas.
to hear his line.
They already do Kansas.
What?
We already did Kansas.
Still, I'd love to hear his take on communist booze in New Hampshire.
On state liquor
It would
stores?
be fun.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
if he wants to call in and comment,
You know what? Why would you call it communist booze? Because I think most people would just put their thumbs up when it comes to cheap booze.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Who cares if it's government controlled? It's cheap booze.
Yeah.
I don't think even Ron Swanson would have a problem with that.
Yeah. It's like when I went to Hawaii, Brian. When I went to Hawaii, my sister and brother-in-law were in the military. We bought all our stuff from the duty free place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually stayed in
Singapore,
a
the tax on booze is unbelievably high. And
yeah, same
so
in Australia.
Basically, when you pop through you come into the airport, you go through the duty free and say, okay, what do I got to get? Because that's where it's cheap.
and that's where the booze is. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Woodshop writes in. No, that's an old message. Woodshop writes in: a drunk citizen of New Hampshire is a citizen that can't drive. A citizen that can't drive is a citizen that can't leave New Hampshire. There you go.
Oh, look at that.
No, but I tell you, every time
state control.
Many times, like when I would drive down to Jersey, I would stop in New Hampshire, go to the liquor store, pick up like a bottle of like some butter shots or some hot damn or whatever to bring with me to Jersey, so I could do some shots with my brother and sisters. And on the way back up, I stop by in there, pick up a bottle of rum or a bottle of bourbon or something, put up on the fridge when I got home. And it was a great way to get cheap booze. Always stop at the big red liquor store while passing through New Hampshire.
So I take it you're not going to be passing through New Hampshire to buy butter shots anymore.
No, I'll probably find something else to do shots of next time I pass through New Hampshire. Yeah, the butter shots. Well, I don't know, enough years have passed. Maybe I could handle a shot or two of butter shots.
Even 2 years.
But
right?
I will never empty a bottle of butter shots on my own in one sitting again.
That was awesome.
That was awful.
So if you did go to Maine, how long a drive is it?
Yeah, you got sicker drinking the vodka than the butter shots, if you think about it.
How long of a drive is it from New Hampshire to Maine?
From where you would live in Maine, yeah.
Well, that depends because I've been interviewing for all kinds of different jobs, so I'm not even settled on where exactly.
So it depends on where you are in Maine. Okay. Okay, never mind.
But the job that I'm interviewing for on Friday, it's very vague. All I know is it's in Penobscot County. The most populous area in Penobscot County is Bangor. So from
Bangor.
Bangor, yeah, that's where the other airport is.
Yes.
And that's how far from New Hampshire?
Well, let's see. From Bangor, Maine to Portsmouth, New
4
Hampshire, because Portsmouth's right on the border there. That's probably going to be 4 or 5. Not 5, maybe 4 hours.
That's what I thought. It was quite a ways up there. So you're not just going to shoot out to New Hampshire to go buy some booze.
Right.
We might.
That's why I always did it when I was passing through. Actually, it's closer to 3 hours. Now,
there you go.
Now, where I used to live in a town close to Camden. I may as well say it. I used to live in Lincolnville, and let's see, from Lincolnville to New Hampshire, that was 2.5 hours. So once again, I only went there for booze when I was passing through. I didn't make a special trip to New Hampshire just for booze. But if you live down there in, like, Kittery, no problem. Just take a trip over the border and buy some booze. New Jersey. Hope you like traffic, asshole.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Jersey. Yeah, that's right. But you have to give it a finger.
But you would add, but do enjoy the pizza.
But do enjoy the pizza. And I'd also give the finger while saying that.
Right.
New Mexico. Breaking Bad was the best thing that ever happened to us.
That's a good TV show.
New York. If you have it, we'll tax it, and if it's fun, we'll regulate it until it's no longer fun.
Oh.
North Carolina. Despite being north, we're still as redneck as South Carolina.
That is very true.
North Dakota. Yes, exactly like Fargo. Ohio. We like to swing. Oklahoma. One tornado away from being Mississippi.
Oh.
Oregon. Still a 50-50 chance you'll die of dysentery.
Die of what?
Dysentery. Oh, dysentery.
Dysentery.
I don't know.
Dysentery.
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah.
Dysentery is basically the runs.
Yeah.
So why
Montezuma's Revenge?
Why do they have the runs in Oregon?
I don't know. I guess there's a water quality issue.
I see. Pennsylvania. Our Amish can beat up Ohio's Amish. I like that one.
Oh, that one's classic.
That's nice. I like that. Rhode Island. If we were any less significant, we'd be Delaware.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's great.
That's badness, envy.
Yeah. South Carolina. We secretly pledge allegiance to the Confederate flag. I don't think it's that secret.
Exactly.
South Dakota. Closer than North Dakota.
And cold.
Yeah. Tennessee.
There should be only one.
Yeah, there should only be one. Let's just merge them into Dakota and be done with it.
Right.
Tennessee. Dirty doormat of the Deep South.
Although I think they would want to call it Lakota.
Lakota.
Wait,
Yes.
Does that mean they want people to wipe their feet on them?
I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Tennessee?
Texas.
I can't wait till you get to Jefferson.
Jefferson. Well, that's
in J.
That's
We
not.
already went to.
That's not a state.
Well, not yet. You heard about Jefferson?
I've heard about Jefferson, and it ain't gonna happen.
Not yet.
Jefferson ain't gonna happen.
Oh, I think it'd be great because California needs its own Louisiana.
I thought we were going to split up into North and South California.
Well, there's talk of that. There's talk of Jefferson. There's all kinds of talk, and that's all it is.
I think Crescent City should be its own little state, own little country, even.
You're right. It would be like our own Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You could be governor.
Governor Neo.
That's not helping.
Oh.
Well,
you can regulate weed.
You'd be among the most prestigious of California's own
Like
Louisiana.
I said, that's not helping.
Oh.
So
Just
Neo,
think
would you like to be part of Jefferson?
No, I wouldn't.
Just think, if they go against you, you cut their balls off.
Crescent City could be the capital
And
of
it's legal.
Jefferson. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, Texas. Heaven if you're a high school quarterback. Hell if you're gay, black, an immigrant, or a woman.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah. Utah. Monogamy and cheap drinks. Who needs them? Vermont. 75% hippies, 24.99999 rednecks, and 0.00001% people who came for the foliage.
Oh.
Virginia.
Where Gothard's moving?
Possibly.
Okay.
He'd be in the .00001.
Oh, okay. The foliage?
Foliage. Well, that's out of the three options, yeah.
Oh.
Virginia. Southern enough to suck for northerners and northern enough to suck for southerners.
Yeah, about right.
Washington, where more things are legal and everything is damp.
That is true.
West Virginia. Our obesity problem can be explained in 2 words. Pepperoni rolls. Wisconsin. Way too cold to be sober. And last but not least, Wyoming. Where men are men and sheep are scared.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah.
Ew.
Velcro gloves.
No, you just get them up on the edge of a cliff so that they push back when you. Wait, what? Never.
I see you've thought about this.
No, I've heard people joke about this.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you, Neo. That was a good one.
You're welcome.
Let's see. That was so good. I think we need to find another link from Neo. Let's see. What looks interesting here. An amusingly embarrassing fact about each state. Oh, okay. These are more states. You know what? That's probably doubling up on it. Maybe we'll save that one. I just don't want to get too... I don't want Brian to start complaining about falling asleep over here.
Well, you mean you don't want me to check the sleepometer?
Yeah. The sleepometer.
Well, yeah, I mean, going through the 50 states and then going through the 50 states again,
yeah,
that would be a little bit much. I think that's good. Good to save that one for later.
Yeah. All right. So we'll talk about this woman here. After failing to find love by 40, woman decides to marry herself. This is kind of a sweet story. I can see it.
Can you do that?
That's what Dennis Rodman did,
She
didn't he?
just did. I mean, here's the thing.
Didn't Dennis Rodman just do that?
I don't know.
I mean, several years ago?
I mean, anyone can have a ceremony. You know? Here comes the bride all by herself. Congratulations are in order for a Texas woman who just tied the knot. But Yasmin Ellaby's wedding has gone viral because she didn't marry just any person. She married herself. Ellaby vowed that if she didn't find love by the time she turned 40 years old, she would exchange vows with herself. The lavish wedding took place earlier this month at the Houston Museum of African American Culture. Since it is not actually legal to marry yourself, her sister performed a spiritual service. Ellaby says the key to happiness is loving yourself before loving someone else.
Huh. So, if you're gonna marry yourself, it helps to be a hermaphrodite?
I don't know.
I would think so.
Or do you just have to be bipolar or...
I think you just have to promise. I think
wow.
Basically, she just had a little ceremony and a party and said some vows that she'd promised to be good to herself and love herself. And then when she was alone in her room that night, I don't know what went down. Well, Woodchop writes in, why are we always the cold state? Minnesota is a whole hell of a lot colder. So wait, is Woodchop in Wisconsin?
Maybe he's in the Dakotas.
I don't know. Well, Wisconsin was the one that was, too cold to be sober. So is that where Woodchop is?
Oh,
Wisconsin?
that's true.
Wait, so have you ever gone to Wait, Don't Tell Me and see it live? No, not Wait, Don't Tell Me. What do you know? What do you know is the one that's in Wisconsin? You ever gone see the Mike Feldman there live in person? Big nose and all? I don't know. That's kind of a nice story, She probably had, she had the money to have a ceremony, invite her friends over, do something a little uplifting for herself.
Well, an excuse for a party.
An excuse for a party. I hope it was open bar.
Now, see, for me, the whole debate about, marriage, blah, 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 is really like, wait a second, it's just a tax status. And why would you marry yourself? Because, again, it's just a tax status. It's kind of pointless.
Well, it's, well, you know what? Whatever. To each their own. Someone wants to marry themselves, whatever. Don't put
At
that
least
down.
you could say, you'd have a response if someone says, "Oh, go fuck yourself."
Well, that's
That also,
to be
Gators,
fair. That
also
probably
brings
is
up,
what she did.
Gators. That also brings up the fact. What about? I mean, a lot of states don't allow same-sex marriage.
Well, there's that, but it wasn't a legal ceremony. It was just a, it was just a little bit of a spiritual celebration that they had themselves, do their own thing. Nothing wrong here.
I mean, it's fine. I think it's kind of cute, but
yeah,
very odd. I didn't know it was legal.
Oh no, it wasn't legal. It was just it wasn't a legal ceremony. They didn't do anything legal. They just did a spiritual ceremony. It was more of a symbolic wedding.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I wonder where she's going on her honeymoon.
Well, probably back home.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Anyways, let's see. Sir Mars sent me a bunch of links. Kool-Aid Man? All right, let's see what the Kool-Aid Man's up to. Because I just see the Kool-Aid Man's... Finally, proof that the Kool-Aid Man could actually break through a wall. Oh, this is great. I thank God for science, that we have scientists that devote... was this a government-funded study?
I would hope.
I would hope so. That's where I want my money going. There you go. That's to quote the guy at the fireworks show. That's my money. Brands spend a lot of time desperately grasping for our attention, but sometimes they leave us with burning questions without even trying. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Tootsie Pop? Are there really 1,000 chips in every bag? Now an answer is finally being posited for one of the biggest unsolved mysteries. Could the Kool-Aid Man actually break through a brick wall? Jake Roper, a contributor to the YouTube channel Vsauce, says that, oh yeah, he can. Roper estimates that if the Kool-Aid Man were brought up to the scale represented in the iconic ads, he would measure about 6 feet tall, have a dry weight of almost 6,000 pounds, 11,000 pounds when filled with Kool-Aid, and his glass frame would measure 3.6 inches thick. Glass, he argues, can withstand pressure 469 times that of our atmosphere. Since that's well past the strength needed to obliterate brick and mortar, the massive red mascot would only need to move at an average running pace to break through. Once the wall-crushing analysis is done, Roper then takes one huge liberty in assuming that the beverage that fills the Kool-Aid Man serves as his blood. Considering he contains no visible cardiovascular system, it's hard to imagine why the Kool-Aid Man would even need blood, and that's without even considering that he's a 6-foot-tall, sentient pitcher made of glass that defies all conventions of what we call life. Also, I don't want to think of it as drinking the Kool-Aid Man's blood. That part aside, I will now spend the rest of my week daydreaming about the realism of the behaviors of other cartoonist brand representatives. Are marshmallows light enough that a leprechaun could glide through the air on them? Could elves actually perform a massive baking operation in a tree without burning the whole thing down? How far could a toy bunny really go on one Energizer battery? So there you go. Science.
Yes, Vsauce is pretty cool. If you guys get a chance, check it out on YouTube. They're pretty cool.
Yeah. That sounds like it. So there you go. Now you know. And knowing is half the battle.
Is half the battle.
Exactly.
There we go. And just for those that
Sure.
need it, we need a little Kool-Aid Man moments here.
Wow, you know, from the other side, that's kind of annoying. Good as new. Oh, come on! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, yeah!
I love the Family Guy one.
There we go. That's all we need.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Neo's found a new way to take her Kool-Aid.
Yes. Yes.
Well, we used to have Kool-Aid in the house till my dad started drinking it.
So now that someone drinks it, you never have it.
Exactly.
It's better than soda.
Yeah, but he still drinks soda too.
Well, tell him to stop drinking soda. Give him a bottle of water next time he asks for soda. See what happens.
There you go. Anyways. Oh, no. Do we...
What?
We have a poop story this week.
What? Poop story?
Yes, a poop story. You send a poop story.
But we had that
Well-
whale poop story earlier.
That is true.
Poop-nado.
We did have a poop NATO.
Poop-nado.
But we go from whale poop around full circle to human poop. A North Texas school district is investigating after about 24 elementary students had to pull their pants down when shit was found on the gym floor. Wait a minute. So the teacher decides to do a little of his own personal investigating to find evidence of who the culprit is, assuming that the person didn't have an opportunity to wipe.
Well, they did poop in the middle of the gym, so there might have been residents.
Yeah. So he's looking for some shit stains is what he's looking for.
No, it wasn't me. I just sharded a little. Really?
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't prove that the person didn't happen to shard at the same time and that the actual culprit got away to change their pants.
Got away to poop again?
Yeah. A parent says the children in Gustine were forced to expose their underwear for inspection. Maria Medina told WFAA TV that boys were taken to one room and girls to another on Monday. Medina says she was furious after learning students were told to lower their pants so school workers could try to find the culprit behind the waist. Did they find the culprit? That's what I want to know.
Smells like the same brand. It's him.
Superintendent Ken Baugh.
What if I take it that they dropped their pants to show their underwear?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. What if a kid there was, exercising no underwear day?
Well then, they were looking to inspect whatever material was making direct contact with the crack. Is what they were doing to look for evidence of residue post defecation.
Who takes a dookie in the middle of the gym?
That is another good question.
Maybe it was
Who
really
let
dog
the
poop.
giant mud monkey in the urinal?
Maybe it was really dog poop. Some dog got in,
That could be.
left one, and then took off.
That could be. Superintendent Ken Baugh says he does not condone the search and that partially strip searching students went too far. He says the district is investigating. Gustine, with a population of about 460, is located 90 miles southwest of Fort Worth.
Texas.
Only in Texas. Only in Texas would an entire class be forced to drop trowel
That's awesome.
to look for shit stains.
Well, they want to do vaginal probes in Texas, I think, right?
That's,
What?
They want to do vaginal probes. Make sure you're not pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can we just give Texas back to Mexico?
They can have it if they want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
and say
care.
sorry. Sorry, we kind of fucked things up.
Sorry. You can have it back
No.
now.
We were wrong. You keep this.
Right.
Woodshop writes
But
in.
then, oh,
What?
nothing.
Woodshop writes in. Clearly, it was the team mascot. Well, that would make sense.
The poop. Yeah. Really.
Well, you know, you got that big costume. You just, kind of, find a flap somewhere and then keep.
Mr. Hanky.
And then you have an opportunity when changing from the mascot costume back to your pants to wipe. It's the perfect crime.
Sure.
If the team mascot is a big costume that doesn't have a part that touches your crack directly.
Did someone slip in this poo? Is that why it was found, or?
I don't know. I think it was found because it smells and was a big steamy
It
pile
was
of shit.
fibrous.
I think it
so-
was found because someone saw it.
It's a big old poo in the middle of the gym.
I think people
Are you
tend to
sure someone didn't slide in it?
people tend to notice those things.
Skid marks
You know,
in the middle of the
when a
gym.
story doesn't give you the actual details, we get to make shit up.
Literally.
Oh, that was
shit
crappy.
wasn't made up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they don't say if the search was successful, if they found their man or woman, or did the search work?
Child.
We need to know. Yeah. We need to know. Did this?
They didn't do their job right.
No.
Well, whoever reported on it didn't do the job right.
My goodness.
Well, it should tell you at the top of the news report who did it. The journalist.
It doesn't give a name of an individual.
Are you serious? What about down below?
2015, the Associated Press, all rights reserved. This material may not be published, broadcast, rewritten, or redistributed. Oops.
Yeah, sometimes they do have things that are not
Kayla's like,
identified, and I wouldn't put my name against that either. So.
Emily writes in, you don't need to slip in the poop to smell it. Trust me. We have another...
Well, either that or...
We have...
Was there another accident?
We have another poop horror story over here, and you do not need to step in it to smell it. Emily, another one? Really?
It was not a chocolate bar.
You need to call in. You need to... no. Not again. Damn it, Emily.
Tasty the first time.
What are you teaching your kids over there?
Oh, Gators, bad. Gators, this is what you should do. Do this in Moog.
Oh my God. That's a horrible idea. I have to do it now. Oh my God. Maybe we'll make that the B-side.
The B-side.
2 girls, 1 Moog.
It's modular.
Wow.
Oh.
Is this the new end of show music?
No, we've gone over
no.
this. This is the 2 girls, 1 cup theme.
I see. Oh, yeah. Okay.
You've seen that.
I missed that.
Oh, here, let me find you a link. It's got to be out there somewhere. So, have you seen 2 girls, 1 cup, Brian?
Of course.
Just look at 2 girls, 1 cup, and you'll listen to the song.
Okay.
Just make sure your monitor's off.
Now, Brian, did you show anyone 2 girls, 1 cup?
No.
Oh, that's the best part of 2 girls, 1 cup is sharing it with others.
No.
That's the whole point of 2 girls, 1 cup. It's to share it.
Well, it's bad enough. I think when that came out, there was an email link or something like that. I forgot, and it came into my work computer. It's like, oops, I'm not watching this at work.
Wait, did you actually click it and start watching it at work and close it?
I think so. It's like, whoa.
Well, so you didn't even...
Inappropriate.
So you got as far as the soft serve ice cream scene?
In the beginning part looks nice.
I don't
okay.
recall how far I got.
No.
I don't recall.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't even see it all. That we need to find
No,
the link.
no. I mean, I've seen it all, but not. But the first time I saw it,
I see.
you know, I opened it up at work. I think.
Nice.
And I go, oh, whoa, this is for later.
You know, the thing is you could get away with that most of the time, an occasional one here and there, until something goes down. Because, like I said, you know, my job at the bank in Maine, it wasn't until our website got hacked that they started actually looking at things. And what people were looking at on the internet at work had nothing to do with our website being hacked. But it caused everyone to review everything and anything they could. And that's when they found out that people were going to gambling sites, people were going to porn sites, people were...
Well, I always said a bank is a perfect place to go gambling at.
The tellers were gambling with the money from the drawer. No, not quite.
Like, oh, we have plenty in the till today. All right.
There we go.
Oh, what? We're out? There's a big safe over there.
Open up
It's
the
still
vault.
there. Yep.
There you go.
Oh, well.
Emily writes in with our update here. It was far less exciting this time. Last night on the way to the beach, Isabella, who is mostly potty trained, fell asleep. Almost there, we could just smell. It was awful. Isabella had pooped in her sleep. The problem was, due to a dribble earlier in the day, she was not wearing underwear at the time.
Oh.
I don't even know what I'm going to do with the car seat. Might I suggest the healing flames of fire? Burn it! Burn it!
You know, I'm going to tell you with all
Burn
the meth, it's probably going to explode.
Burn it!
Burn, baby, burn.
So get this. How rude is this? This guy I know online loans his car out to a guy, right?
Okay.
And it gets the car back, and the asshole smoked like a chimney in his car that he was borrowing. How fucking rude is that?
That is fucking rude.
Yeah.
No, that's almost as rude as shitting on his doorstep.
I should have suggested, nowadays if you rent, you go to Avis or whoever, and you get a car that's designated for non-smokers, if they detect that it's been smoked in, they charge you a couple $100.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I would do this guy. I'd say, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Avis charges $200. You're going to pay me $200.
Yeah, that is rude. That is.
Yeah, that's the first thing. It's funny, when we went to Hawaii, that's the first thing my mom did. We get in the car, she lights up a cigarette, and they look at her, no, ma'am, you cannot smoke in this car. And my mom looks at her, and he goes, oh. And so she rolls up the window and starts smoking. I'm like, Mom, she goes, this is just praise for Febreze. I can still smell this. So she closes the minivan door later. I spray like an entire bottle of Febreze in there. And my mom goes, that's a little much, isn't it? I'm like, well, I smell the smoke. So, yeah, no, it's not. She goes, oh, I don't know about that.
Did you get charged for it?
I don't know. I didn't pay the bill.
Witch Up writes in, yes. It's called investment banking. You have better odds at a casino.
Oh, there you go.
For the whole, gambling at the bank. So there you go. I was going to say something, and I did. Oh, eBay. Let's talk about my eBay story. So my two.
Oh, did you win?
My two turntables sold on eBay, and eBay. Now you're going to go and say, "Oh, well, that was your fault." And okay, maybe it was a little my fault, but I think eBay could be doing it better and could have prevented this whole thing. And I think it's kind of bullshit that eBay allowed this. So previously, what did I sell on eBay? Previously, I've sold records and tapes, things like that on eBay. And so when I went and I listed the turntables for sale on eBay, it remembered the settings I used previously. And so I weighed my boxes of my turntables. I measured my boxes of the turntables, and I plugged in the dimensions, and I plugged in the weight, and 3 shipping options were picked to give people different options of how they want me to ship it, and the auctions went up. One of the shipping options was media mail, which turntables do not qualify for media mail.
No.
And the thing is that eBay should not allow media mail for categories that are obviously not items that qualify for media mail.
I think your explanation is lame. Now, do you use something like Turbo Lister, or you manually...
I manually list them, but also when I listed them, the option said economy shipping. It didn't actually flat out say media mail. It wasn't until after the auction closed and the person paid media mail that I saw, oh shit, that's media mail. But the person checked out and selected media mail, and at this point I didn't feel like going back to the person and saying you're going to have to give me more money, so I slapped the label on the box, sent it on its way, and hope for the best. They spot check them, so there's a good chance no one will ever notice. But the second turntable, the guy didn't...
Wait a minute. So the first one, you actually did send it by media mail?
I did.
Stud.
Well, that's what the person selected on the checkout. And, you know what? I read up on it. You know what will happen if they spot check that box and I get caught? The post office is going to charge the recipient the rest of the shipping. And
so not your problem.
Not my problem.
Yeah.
Now, if the guy comes back angry at me, I'll go, hey, look, it was a mistake that I put that option there, oversight on my part, but you know what? If I didn't do that, you still would have had to pay that for the shipping.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
My apologies, but it is what it is. And if the person's a reasonable person, which, I mean, there are eBay horror stories, but let's face it, the majority of people are reasonable people. So, I mean, worst case scenario...
Although he could say nothing and then give you a big fat goose egg on your feedback.
He could, but I think chances are he probably won't. Now, the second turntable, though, I decided let's not go for broke here. Let's not try this twice. So I invoiced the person. Because the invoice, you could choose shipping options on the invoice so that the person no longer can choose media mail. So this way, and so I looked. Now, media mail was telling the guy that it was going to be like $15 a ship. And so I'm like, what's the best deal I can give this guy on shipping? So I bring up invoice, I hit the calculator button, and the calculator button brings up this eBay shipping calculator, and I plug in my weight put in my weight at 26 pounds. I put in my dimensions of 21 inches by 21 inches by 11 inches, and it tells me that UPS is $32.23. And,
that's close.
And the normal parcel post with the post office is like $42, and priority is like $60. So I put those 3 options on there, and I send the invoice over to him. And he sends me a message saying, how come when I bid on the auction it said shipping would be 14 and change, and now your invoice says it's 32.23? And I explained, hey, I'm very sorry about that. It was a little mistake on my part. I had previously listed recordings, and eBay remembered my previous settings, which included media mail, and that was on there. But
so you screwed up your second listing as well.
Well, both listings were listed the same way, but I was able to invoice the guy so that he didn't actually pay media mail. I was able to stop the guy and go, stop. That's not valid. Let's do this right. And so the guy questioned it.
So you're going to have 2 dings on your feedback.
Well,
because you don't fucking know how to do the shipping properly.
eBay should not have allowed that. But it gets worse.
Oh.
Unless you'd like to badger me some more.
Yeah, no, go for it. I want another option. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I explained it to him. I'm like, hey, look, I'm very sorry, oversight on my part, but that's the actual shipping cost. You know, sorry, that's the best I could do. The best I could do was $32 for UPS, and so he pays it. And so then I click on the button to create a label. And it takes me to PayPal's site. I log into PayPal. I had to sign up for a UPS account through PayPal because I haven't shipped UPS for an eBay sale before. I've always done it through the post office. I signed up for that. And UPS comes back and says, okay, click here to pay $59.05 for your shipping.
What?
And I'm
wow,
like,
you
what?
really hit the jackpot with, man, can he get sucked up or what?
So I called eBay. And I said, here's what happened. I had this auction. I invoiced the person. I used your shipping calculator. I put in 26 pounds, 21 inches by 21 inches by by 11 inches into your calculator, and you quoted me $32.23. And that's what got put on the invoice. That's what the guy paid. Now I check out through your site, which takes me through PayPal, and UPS is quoting me $59.05. That's a bit of a discrepancy. Please explain that.
Yeah.
And they said,
what did they say? Yeah.
Well, first they started saying, well, our calculator is an approximation. We're working on our calculator to make it more accurate. And I'm like, approximation?
That's double the cost almost.
$32 is nowhere close to an approximation of 59
that's almost double
bucks.
the cost.
It's nearly double the. Oh, okay. Well, this is UPS when you're ringing out with them. I need to forward you to PayPal. So they forwarded my call to PayPal. So PayPal support picks up the call, and I explain it to them, and I explain to them, well, eBay's calculator gave me this, and now and they said, well, okay. Well, what if you go to UPS's site itself? And while I was waiting on hold, I went to UPS's site itself and used their calculator, and sure enough, UPS's site themselves comes up with $59.05. So I said, well, UPS agrees with what you're telling me. They're like, okay, well, the discrepancy is with eBay then. I need to forward you back to eBay. I'm like, well, they forwarded me to you. And they're like, okay, but you need to go back to them. And I'm like, well, I agree with you, so go ahead, send me back to them. And, I decided not to be a Nick today, and I played it cool with all this forwarding back and forth. And because I figure, when Marianne comes over to my cubicle and bitches about how Nick was on the phone the previous day, she must be doing the same. Oh, fuck. She must be doing the same. She must be doing the same thing about me at Nick's cubicle on the days after I'm a bitch to someone on the phone. So I figured, let's not have her talking about me to Nick tomorrow. Let's be nice today. Damn it! I've blown out everyone's name at this point.
So what did Nick do?
Oh, something was denied for medical-related things, and he gave. You know how Nick does that thing? No, you're not sorry. You're not sorry. Multiple times he told this person that he or she was not sorry.
Nice.
And at some point, after he had enough of that, he hung up and he called the doctor's office back and explained to them what was needed and followed the directions to get the correct forms to the correct person.
Good.
Yeah. But I swear, she must talk about me to Nick at least as much as probably more than she talks to me about Nick.
Well, you have more opportunity on the phone, so yeah, there'll be more opportunity to talk about you.
She must be. You know what? I'm tempted this Friday when I go to lunch with Nick to say, so tell me, does she talk as much about me as she talks about you? But I'm not sure how that will go.
That's going to be cool. Because then he's going to ask.
That's going to go over so bad with him. Because you just say anything about his mention, and he goes on a witch hunt.
I'm not really going to do that.
I think in a prior life he was one of the judges in Salem.
I'm not going to.
The witch trials.
I wasn't serious about that. It was a funny thought that came to mind.
That would be awesome, though.
That would be, but I'm not going to do that.
You should.
All right. Brian, you shared an office with her. Who did she talk about more, me or Nick?
Like I say, I think the opportunity for you is
Brian's like,
I would say it would
I'm
probably
pleading
be
the
you.
fifth here.
So she does talk shit about me behind my back?
Well, she talks shit about everybody. I'm sure she's talked about me.
Not as much.
Oh, see, there you go.
But then again, she didn't really start talking to me until you weren't around.
Man, she's a trash talker.
Right,
She needs to,
right.
It's not right.
Little Blue Orca writes, wow, we still on? Well,
yes,
yeah,
we are.
Yeah, and we'll probably wrap it up in 15. But,
hours.
So she talks a lot of shit about me.
Well, about everybody.
Yeah.
In our department, who she talked the most shit about?
She probably talks shit about me, and she doesn't even know me.
Well, I don't know. I think I would say everybody.
Uh-huh.
Literally everybody. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
has she talked about shit about you? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
About Nick? Absolutely.
Well, what has she said about me?
Oh.
Well,
Poor Brian.
I would say too much water's gone under the bridge. I don't recall.
Oh, I don't care.
But whatever shit's going on, she would, basically make comment about it.
Well.
Yeah.
And you bring a lot to the table for that. Yelling to the vendors and stuff like that. Oh, there's just a lot of talk.
Well, when the vendors are being a dumbass, I call them on that shit.
I understand that. That's what it is.
All right. Anyways,
like I say, that's what it is.
What was I on? I was on something. I was on a topic.
About Nick and
M.A.
And then your incident. I forget what it was.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. So they forward me back to eBay, and I basically go, look, this is a big discrepancy. What happened? I want an explanation for this. And they're like, well, we're working on our tool. We are working on it. And basically, I got them to agree to credit me the difference.
Good, because that's their fault. You've already turned down an invoice for them.
eBay picked it up.
Well,
yeah.
they haven't yet, but they told me they're going to credit me the difference. I don't know that I believe them. So I bought the label because they said they're going to credit me the difference. I have a feeling that either they're going to forget to or they're lying to me to get me off the phone, so I'm probably going to have to call them up again, but they've told me they will credit me the difference. They told me they're going to email me with the time frame because they're not sure yet, but that they're going to credit me the difference. So I don't know. But that's what they've agreed to at this point. So, but that pissed me off that it was off that much. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous.
No, I totally agree. It makes no sense, in fact, that it would be so far off.
Yeah, I don't understand why there would even need to be a little bit of an approximation. This isn't rocket science. There's clearly a very straightforward, exact system of calculating shipping.
Yeah, there's a rate chart in a system that's screwed up in their
right
in their deal.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
Why? It's an approximation. Why is it even an approximation? Why would you even be off by 5 cents?
That's right. You're creating a billing label.
But the person I'm talking to can't explain because they're not the ones that fucked up the site. All the
Good. Well, I mean, you say, okay, well, I will file with, the Federal Department of Transportation a complaint.
Yeah. Basically, all I was doing was, look, you fucked this up, which has put me in a position where either I need to harass this poor person for more shipping money that is already more than what he expected, which makes him angry at me and will make this end badly, or I have to eat the difference. I'd prefer option C. You eat the difference. And, I figure I could get away with that at least once. And so there you go. And
yeah, absolutely.
It seems to have worked. So we'll see if they come through with that credit.
Yeah.
But so I got $200.
It's amazing to me that it would be.
Yeah.
It would be off.
It is, because I'm not, I've sold records and tapes before, and I measure the box, I weigh the box, I plug the items in and select the options and do the auto checkout and everything, and it's never been a problem. Now, I don't do a whole lot of selling, but it's never been a problem before. The only time,
yeah, but they have a shitload of people that are selling. And it seems unbelievable that this hasn't happened before.
Yeah, I don't understand how this time it got so far off. But I used a different tool this time because I did it when creating it. And the weird thing about doing it when creating the invoice was it brought up a separate window that took my dimensions and weight, and it laid out all the different options and showed the prices of them and let me select them and put them on the invoice. But when I put them on the invoice, it didn't plug the values in automatically. I had to hand type the values in. So I had to go and open up the tool again, verify I had everything in there correctly, write down what the values were, and plug them into the invoice. But that calculator was fucked, plain and simple. And yeah, I've not been credited yet. So I think next week I'll be calling them if I haven't been credited by then. But that's what I'm going to have to do. But anyways, I got 200 for the Marantz turntable and 100 for the Mitsubishi linear tracking turntable. So $300 for 2 turntables.
So you have more
Not
room on
too
your
bad.
shelf now to buy more records.
Well, no.
Oh.
No, the man's
did you-
downsizing so he can move.
Well, no. I was wondering, did he purchase something to put in its spot then?
No.
Oh.
They were already taking
Okay.
up space.
Oh,
That-
I'm proud of you. You
And
got
you're
rid of something.
and you're downsizing so you can move.
Yeah, that's a drop in the bucket. But yeah, that's one less turntable to worry about. I'm down to 2 turntables now, and a microphone. Where
Don't you mean
it's
that's
at.
2 less turntables to worry about?
What?
Don't you mean that's 2 less turntables you need to worry about?
Yeah, but I have 2 turntables now. Well, actually 3 if you count the Victrola.
And you like the idea of having 2 turntables so that you can do DJ work.
Yeah, he can do
Only one of my turntables would be good for that, though. And I
For the wiki or as a DJ turntable?
both.
Okay.
Yeah,
Actually, DJs use CDs or MP3 players now, right?
Oh, there's still some people that kick it old school.
Okay. Have you talked to the man from Iowa about his DJ work?
Not that much. I haven't seen him in a while.
Well, I know he lives in Iowa.
Well, yeah. But you know,
And he comes out once a week, one time a month.
yeah. But I think the last time they all went out to headquarters area for a week. I think.
Yeah, they went up to Illinois or whatever it is.
So I skip a month there, so I won't see him. So it's been a while.
Yeah. He's a cool guy.
He
I
is.
like him.
He is a cool guy. He's always very nice to me. Like, you know, when I remember one time when damn it, I almost said her name.
You know, he posts a lot of stuff on. He posts a lot of stuff on Facebook, and I'm connected to him on Facebook. And once in a while, he'll post something really nasty, which is like, holy shit, is this the same guy?
I could see him having a bit of a temper at times. He hasn't shown it around us, but he certainly.
No, he's very cool. He controls real good, but once in a while,
He
it's
strikes
like,
me as
wow, he just let go.
He strikes me as the type of guy that generally a nice guy, but don't cross him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's true. Not like not like that other guy there that you just say something and he takes it wrong, and you have to watch out. Then you have to defend yourself.
Or walk away.
You know.
At that point, the best thing to do is just, stay away from him. Anyways.
Yeah.
No, but, he's very nice. Like, I remember one time MP was making clothing suggestions to me, which were vague at best, because she was, thinking that maybe I could find nicer shirts. And I ended up not finding nicer shirts because I didn't find anything that really worked for me, and what I have now worked plenty fine, and for our environment was plenty fine. I just decided
That just means the next day you wore a Woot shirt, wasn't it?
No, it just means the next day I wore the same shirts tucked in. And Emily wants us to stop talking about workmates no one else knows. Oh, but by now you know them.
Yeah, you know all the names by now.
If you ever visited me and I brought you to work for some reason and I said, this is Nick, you would say, oh, I've heard so much about you. And then we'd have to
oh, yeah,
duck.
I know about your Hummels.
Duck and cover at that point because that is
Right.
on.
Hey, I have Hummels too.
Oh no, but there have been times where there's like
You could share soap opera stories.
But there are times
Oh, my
where
goodness.
where if bickering breaks out between me and MP, Iowa guy will start sending me emails of a friendly nature to help me out. so that's
So he'll designate the distraction.
right, or he'll be like,
Right.
Hey, about the shirts, find something of this variety and different colors or whatever. Something like the shirt I'm wearing today might be all right, but maybe a little lighter than that. Because, he starts making clothing suggestions. or one time he didn't like my Christmas music, so I sent an email. Hey, I didn't want to start anything by coming over to turn down your music with MP noticing, but if you could turn down your music, that'd be cool. Because
were you playing the Seabird Christmas songs?
no, this was the Custo music. Close, but same idea.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
festive. I thought it was festive, but
festive.
Well, I mean, I can understand. Yeah, what
Oh
the
my
heck?
goodness,
So what,
already?
you wear the T-shirts because, hey, you're the guy in the office that crawls underneath desks to plug shit in, right?
Right, exactly. I just decided to start
Yeah.
tucking them in, and
Oh.
and I got some dress shoes instead of wearing the beat up sneakers.
Sneakers.
There's an outfit, I forget who it is, makes a T-shirt line that's like 4 or 5 inches extra long.
Yeah. So you get some long
it
tail.
stays tucked in better.
Yeah.
I don't remember the band offhand, but it's like, yeah, that's cool. I mean, who the heck wants to see that spare tire?
Yeah, exactly. But people still, mind you, I lost a bunch of weight at the first half of last year. I've kind of been maintaining the same range for like about half a year now, and I still have people asking me how I did it. It's like, I haven't lost anything in months. What do you mean, how? The
fact that you're keeping it off is great.
Well, yeah, there is that.
Here's a funny line. If you didn't gain weight for over the Christmas holidays, your Christmas sucked.
Well, I did gain some of it back, but not a whole lot, and I've already lost what I gained during the Christmas holiday.
Good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. And my Christmas was fine. I just did all my drinking on the weekend and salads during the week.
Right.
Yeah. But
Cool.
we do try to be educational here and learn. So, we've learned a lot of things today. So let's go around the room and find out what we learned. Mars, what have you learned today?
I've learned the sayings from my states I've lived in kind of suck. And not to live in Missouri.
Or Mississippi.
Or Mississippi.
And Dio, what have you learned?
I learned that I can eat an apple pretty damn fast. And then click the unmute button just in time to say it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool.
And Brian, what have you learned?
That whale flatulence can be funny.
And I've learned, don't poop in a gym in Texas.
Absolutely. Unless you want to drop your pants.
Exactly. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And Findeer, wherever you are, fuck you! Good night.
All right, we're still there?
Gators?
Shutting down the streams. Yes, Mars?